Yes.
Hello and welcome to the Destiny Community Podcast number 83. Too bad we don't have anything really to talk about today, right? So it's going to be a short podcast.
Not much is really happening.
Slow week.
There's
God of War. You guys play God of War yet?
True. There is God of War. Yeah, God of War is pretty fantastic.
This is the Destiny podcast, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, the other one will be recorded this weekend.
Oh, yes. So we will be able to talk about that. Holtz is out playing a Magic tournament in Vegas right now. He's got $1 million on the line. Wish him the best on that one.
This is the one hosted by Ninja. The Ninja Magic.
Ninja's also making Yeah.
You know, I've heard that name. Is that what he's famous for? Is that what's going on over there?
Yes. Yeah.
Got it.
I heard that he's in the final, the final rounds. Like he's at the final table.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. The whole bit fell apart right there for me.
Oh man.
I don't know.
This week we have Lulu. Hello, Lulu.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well.
Awesome. You're a streamer, obviously, in the Destiny community, and Pope is going to he's going to be handling the interview. Yeah, so that was as smooth as possible, right? Absolutely.
I don't miss Patrick anymore.
I had to call in the spirit of Holtz for just a little bit, be like, what?
You have to.
I would be like, what would Patrick do?
What would
hashtag
do?
What would Patrick do?
WWPD.
Be more like Patrick.
Be more like Patrick. Yeah. Lulu, so I got to hang out with you at the Destiny Player Summit.
Is that under NDA?
That we got to.
Well, there was a summit.
That she
Maybe
was
it's
invited.
a secret.
Did you tell people that you were invited to the summit?
I did.
Okay, then it's okay to talk to. All right,
It's fine. I'm just kidding.
No, I know.
I saw Watch there too.
I know you are.
Yeah, we played stuff
We actually
together.
got to play together.
We were in a team. We had the best team.
We had an OP team. It was pretty good. We beat
We
level
played
1.
against you, and you embarrassed us. So,
I'm just kidding.
but we can't talk about what we played in which
We
you
can play again about one of the things that we
What?
played together. Escalation Protocol.
Escalation Protocol.
Yeah. We were on the same team for that.
Chucking the javelin.
All right. Yep. There's all
Yes.
these things that we need to talk about, and so the summit. How do you think the summit went for you? What were your takeaways from that after you got home and got a chance to digest it?
For me, I think the summit was a really great opportunity for a lot of people. I think it was great to have those open communications with the developers and everyone that was there. It was good to get a talk with other people and to kind of see some people's different viewpoints on some areas of the game. I don't know. It was just a really great experience for me. I really enjoyed going. And I was kind of almost sad to be going home, to be honest, because I just felt you almost kind of feel right at home there because we're also involved in the Destiny community in various ways. So it was nice.
They did make us feel at home. What did you feel like when you first walked in the door? And I mean, it can be intimidating going into that studio sometimes. But what made you feel like you were at home in that environment?
I mean, first of all, when you walk in, you see all of the Bungie like all the memorabilia, like all the different things everywhere. There's stuff from Halo from back in the days, and I played Halo back in a long time ago in high school. So just the people there were all really welcoming, all the staff that were there. So just kind of that, just the feeling of the environment.
History of Halo, you said it goes back to high school, so Halo Reach then.
No, original Halo.
Original Halo. So you played on a console or a PC?
Well, I actually didn't have an Xbox, but my friends did, so we went over to their house to play. And then when it came out on PC, I did get it on PC.
Nice.
But originally, my original Halo was going over to my friend's house, and everybody brought they all had Xboxes, and we would do multiplayer.
That's some of my favorite memories of gaming.
Same.
Like at all are gather 4 people around one TV and playing Halo
Couch
multiplayer.
co-op.
Oh my God, it was so much fun.
Yep.
Co-op.
Well, I always wondered, did you guys ever glue cardboard to the, not glue, but tape cardboard to the TV so that they couldn't see your screen?
A friend of mine wanted to do that. I was like, I'm not going to look at your screen, honor system.
We weren't that hardcore. We were just
But then I looked at his screen.
That's such bullshit. You look at the other screen, you
Absolutely. Of
course.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you can't stop yourself. It's just right there. It's right there in your face. can't look away. It's fine.
We actually got to a point where we'd split it up into 2 rooms, so there was 2 TVs and they'd be back to each other. So you couldn't look.
Oh.
Yeah, we'd have teams, and you couldn't you couldn't screen watch like that because it started getting a little serious. The friendships were on the line there for a while. Yeah,
understandable.
Yeah.
So you started back in Halo playing games, and do you feel like at what point did you realize that you wanted to be a content creator for games?
So I actually didn't know even Twitch existed until Destiny was released. So I've been playing games since I was like 5, but I've always played like more solo player games. I played first person shooters, but always just, myself or with friends, like that. And then when Destiny dropped, and I've been a day 1 beta player, I created a Reddit account just so I could find people to play with for Destiny, like our fire teams, things like that. And then because of Reddit, all those posts about like Slayerage, soloing Crota, and all the different things, like it brought me to Twitch, like to see what Twitch was. And then kind of from that, I was like, oh, this is really cool. And so kind of in April, so game release September, kind of April, I kind of started streaming just to kind of like find more people to play with, essentially. And then that summer, I kind of my Twitch channel had started to grow, and I was kind of like, hey, maybe this could be a thing that I could actually do, and then really like researched everything about like Twitch and streaming and things like that. So April, but this was like 2015.
Now, did you start off with a console streaming, or where did you like just go gangbusters and like, I'm gonna buy it?
No, you just cut it from me. I actually started out though with console. Yeah, with console streaming actually. And that was just because I honestly was just doing it initially just to kind of like, I was working on my Max Grimoire and I just wanted to find people to play with. I loved raiding, and I'd been using our fire teams, but at that point the game had kind of slowed down a little bit, and it was kind of harder to find people who were still interested in playing. So initially it was just kind of just for fun, and then that summer I kind of realized it could actually be a thing, and so then I went and like researched everything about Twitch and streaming, and
you basically use Twitch as an LFG.
Yeah, yeah, kind of. I mean, it's great for that. I want people to start raiding with. And,
it really is great for that. I think we've all had the experience of streaming, and we get our lobbies full, and we get people instantly to play with. And it's anytime I play offline, I'm like, oh, I have
nobody to talk to.
It's really boring right now.
Did you see that? Oh, there was nobody here.
You're so used to. You get so used to. I started streaming again recently, just odd days, here and there, and it brings back memories of just like you get into this rhythm of always talking, always looking at chat, always communicating, always have something to do. It makes the games more dynamic in a way.
Absolutely.
I've always recommended people to, even if there's nobody watching, maybe you get 1 or 2 people in there, just jump on and try streaming, because it's definitely fun. Now, have you pushed out into any YouTube content or making any videos like that, or do you focus solely on Twitch?
So for YouTube, in terms of like actually editing videos for YouTube, I kind of looked into how to use some of those programs, but honestly, like it's a large learning curve, I feel like, and at the moment, it's difficult for me to like figure out how to do it all. So my YouTube mainly is just either challenges that I do in Destiny, or specific like the first time I did the raid, or like I'm doing Dark Souls right now, so all the Dark Souls bosses, because people want to just see my first playthrough of that. So just kind of those things. So just specific things. Or if I had like a really good Crucible match, which it's not that often, but so just things like that. So in terms of like actually editing videos, not at the moment,
no. So if I was listening to this podcast right now, and I wanted to, what kind of content am I going to go find on your channel? Like, what would you say is your what you enjoy streaming or playing the most? You're a variety streamer, or are you doing?
So I'm mainly a Destiny 2 streamer, with variety kind of mixed in. And depending on what's going on in the Destiny world, maybe more variety than Destiny during that given week. But I always do a couple Destiny streams a week. And depending on what's going on in Destiny, we do a lot of raids with people in chat. We do a lot of first-time raiders. We also do a lot of raid challenges at times. Not anything crazy difficult. Some of them are just for fun. Some of them are just things that I had wanted to do. We also enjoy I do Crucible too. I do both. I'm PvE and PvP. So kind of mix that up. Also, but mainly Destiny, and then just some variety games as well at times.
So when I say Warmind, what are you most interested about? What's been advertised out there? What's the first thing that jumps to your mind?
Spire of the Stars. The new raid.
Hell yeah.
The name sounds exciting.
Raiding is just something that I've loved since D1, and going into a raid blind as soon as it's released is just like an adrenaline rush, and then racing to finish it is an adrenaline rush. And
so you're gonna do the day one challenge, or are you gonna try to put together a killer team?
I have a team. Yep.
Nice. Who's on your team? Do you want to give a shout out, or?
Yeah, I can give. I mean, you guys might not know any of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Demise Town, he's one of my mods. Glarin and Copley, M3, and Thomas Babs. That's just people that can raid with.
Awesome.
We haven't all raided together before on the same team, but we've all raided in various teams together. So
nice.
So are you one of those teams that decides that come hell or high water, we're doing this blind? Or are you do you have some like variation of that where you're like, well, we're gonna try it at first, and then if we get stuck, we're gonna go look for help?
Generally, initially we do it book blind. Like, we want to know how to do it. We figure it out ourselves, and we tell chat like, no spoilers. Like, even if they're watching multiple streams, don't come in and do it. Yeah. I suppose I believe when the Leviathan came out, at some point we did take help from chat, I think, because, Leviathan has a lot of different encounters, and some of them are pretty mechanically based on what you want to do. Yeah. So I believe eventually we did take some pointers from chat for that one. But
which was the first raid that you went into blind?
Well, actually, Crota was the first one, the initial Crota actually in D1. And then everyone since then, except for Kingsfall, I went in blind on Kingsfall, but I had to wait till the next day because I was at work the day it was released. So even though I was technically blind, like,
not everybody was.
Yeah, and like, spoilers are never really going to come out because it's the day later. But
sure.
Yeah.
What was the hardest blind experience for you?
Probably Kingsfall. I think Kingsfall up until people told us how to do things.
Right.
Kingsfall was all about doing things very specifically.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, the boss fight alone, I mean, there's so many things going on. I mean,
yeah.
And there's a really tough gear check too.
Oh yeah.
The gear check is pretty tough on that.
I remember being told how to do the Oryx fight, and I was like, what? What are you talking about? Like, let's just do it. I have no idea what you just said.
Yeah. I remember.
I feel like that's kind of like Argos right now too, though. Like when I explain Argos, I'm like, okay, so you're gonna shoot the balls at the same time, then you're gonna do DPS. Oh, but jump away from the net. Oh, and then go back. Like,
a lot of things to juggle.
It's a lot of fun. Like, I love Argos, but I feel like explaining
raids to people, right?
Yeah, we do a lot of
yes.
What's the easiest way to teach Argos? Because it is a lot of moving parts, and you kind of you gotta know what you got to do, and everybody kind of has to do something. So how do you like start by let's just start it so you guys can see what's moving, or do you actually try and explain it first? How do you do it?
Generally for Argos, so when you think of Argos phase 1, actually, I want them to learn the craniums, like how to shoot them on phase 1. That way they have that mechanic down, like what they're supposed to do with baking the craniums, like using them as a weapon. So that way phase 2, they already kind of know, okay, I should bake it. And then, so they have that part down. And then I usually have them, if it's their first time, I want them to shoot the balls actually in, so they learn how to do that. I kind of go over a small explanation of like how to do the main DPS phase, and then I'm just like, okay, we're just gonna do it, and I kind of walk them through it as we're doing it. And the white mechanic, I usually just tell them just to like watch what we do, like, and then you can learn it instead of like.
Do you go in kind of expecting like 2 or 3 failures before it starts clicking with everybody, or?
It depends. I don't usually take 5 new people in one raid. That would be. It'd be a little stressful. Right? So it depends on how many people that are newer to the raid. If we just have 1 or 2, you can still usually do it on the first or second attempt because everyone else knows what to do, and so it's pretty. That's what I think I like about Argos actually is it's kind of like Wrath of the Machine Axis, whereas one person can do multiple roles, so you can kind of help out if you're trying to like teach someone else. You can bake multiple craniums, you can move around, you can, there's a lot of different there's ways you can help out for it. So I like that.
Nice.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think our experiences as a community guide what we're excited about in the upcoming DLC. I think I've heard a lot of people talking about how they're coming back for private matches. I've heard a lot of people coming back for the raid, and I'm really hoping, based on what we've seen, maybe we can make this as a transition into the content from the TWAB, but I'm really excited about that. They seem like they're hitting a lot of open spots for people. And I can tell you that I'm really excited about the changes for the public space and the activity that Watts, Lulu, that activity, that open space activity. I want the loot.
Yeah, I want the loot.
I want the loot.
Even if I hate it, I'll be like, I'm playing it all day. I want the loot.
Yep.
And it's hard.
It's great.
That's good.
And it's hard.
And it got harder.
And it got harder because we complained and we're like, it's hard, but it should be harder. And they're like, okay, we'll make it harder. It's gonna be hard.
I think it'll be nice.
Back to Reddit. I can't believe the Destiny community making this so hard. It's so difficult. I can't get anybody to do this.
God. None of us could get past. We got past. What? I think only a couple groups got to round 3.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got.
Weren't you guys?
Yeah, we got to 3. But...
Weren't you guys underleveled though?
How many? Yeah, how many people were in this group too? Because I've heard this story. It seems like everybody was in this group.
No, so
were there 9 people?
I don't think so. I think
5 in ours.
Yeah, we had like 5 people.
The most any group had was 6.
Yeah,
and some groups had 3 to 4 to 5 to 6. But more people could join up to 9.
Doesn't it scale? I'm assuming it's going to scale kind of like how Court of Oryx did, where if you are the only person in the activity, some of the ads will spawn with a certain level, and then if it's 3 or more guardians, the difficulty scaled with it.
So, I don't think so.
No?
Actually,
that's not how.
I think no.
Yeah,
I think it's.
I
think they're
hard out
gonna
the gate.
Hard out the gate.
Yeah.
You're gonna need
and I don't think
people.
anyone's gonna be all 7 week 1. I think it's set up so every week as you level up, you'll be able to beat the next level and get one step closer to level 7. That's what my understanding of it is. But
are you able to get the loot, the unique loot? Do you have to do the maximum level 7 to get the unique loot?
No, there's places where loot drops at round 3, round 5, and round 7. Now the end game loot is the the end game stuff, but you do get
level 7 stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope that level 7 has something specific that you can only get from doing level 7.
That's right.
I hope.
It does.
Okay, good.
It said it rotates. Each boss, there's the bosses rotate, and they have, I think, specific things that they drop.
They have specific loot that drops from specific bosses.
Right, and you're gonna want to collect the. There's a way of getting it. Tefty, I don't know how much they've put out there. I apologize.
It's okay. The end date was lifted. You can talk about all of it.
Oh yeah.
Deej showed me. Yeah.
Promise.
I can show you the text, but I don't, that's a personal text, so I'm not going to show that.
There's a specific way of getting the loot, and that loot that you can. I'm pretty sure you can pocket if you don't want to turn it in that week. You can pocket it and then turn it in and get the loot. And
you can put it on layaway. You can put your loot on layaway.
So you need to be in the activity for 7 rounds to be able to get the loot. But not keep people from discouraging people from participating. You can collect those rounds from different encounters.
Okay.
So you have to be in.
So kind of like a punch card type of thing.
Yeah, like that.
It's like when you go to eat somewhere and they're like, "Do you have
7 yogurts? The 8th one's free."
Yeah.
It seems like they're trying to encourage a system. Remember in Destiny 1, you'd fly into Venus and you'd see a group trying to open the Vault of Glass, and you'd be like, I'll help these guys out for a bit.
I love that so much.
Help them open the door. It sounds like it's going to be an activity sort of like that, where Archon's Forge was kind of way in the back and out of the way, so you never just wander by there, right? And Court of Oryx, it was sort of like that, I guess, but I don't know. Hopefully this kind of captures that feeling a little bit, because that was a really cool feeling about Vault of Glass and original Destiny.
Yeah,
and it's combined with the public events too, so that's kind of cool. How
we were
all mixed together.
Mm-hmm.
We were in the middle of doing one of the activities, and we were on the third boss, the third wave, And right as that happened, right where the boss was for the third wave, a public event started. And we were fighting. We were basically sandwiched in between the boss fight for this encounter, which is pretty hard. That boss is a badass for a level 3. And then a public event boss on the other side. And we were just like,
so I could see you guys.
Even just the regular dudes for level 3. Like you saw them and you were like, oh, okay, they're all orange. Yeah. I can't kill the thrall.
Awesome. Thrall are hard. I like to think you guys are just like sweating, you know, getting like this and getting super salty. Then you rip the headphones off and turn on and be like, harder.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Like, we now know that when the raid layer is dropping, what was it called again, Lulu? You named it before and I forgot already.
Spire of the Stars.
Spire of the Stars is coming out on
pretty sure that's the name.
Friday, right? The Friday after.
3 days
so
after.
It's like, you know, usual kind of length of time between DLC releases and raid or raid layer comes out. But we do know that it's going to be harder to level up this time, and that light level is going to make more of a difference this time. So this raid could be very interesting.
Public events. You can't just stay in there.
That's the important part. The end game activity, you may be able to get access to it, but the goal, Tefty, the reason why not only myself but other people were echoing the same thing. Yes, it was difficult, but we were also way under level, and we asked some very specific questions without getting into any details because I'm honestly not sure what has been released, but we weren't sure if we asked some very specific details about leveling and how long it would take to get to certain benchmarks. And we were not, I don't feel like some of us were comfortable with that being long enough.
Okay.
So we wanted it to, is that a fair statement, Lulu?
Yeah, no, I think because I think our concern was once we all reach next level, like, is it going to be like just really feel like just a regular public event that we're going to do, or are we still going to be challenged at max level?
We wanted it to be challenging at max level.
But beatable. But they said it would be beatable. I think it's going to be beatable with a regular like 3-person team. Eventually, it'd be hard
at max level. Yeah,
at max level.
Yeah, I recall.
That's what we were asking. We were saying like, so if I'm going in there with my full squad and we're fully optimized and we're at max level, are we just gonna go in there and just like breeze through it? And we're like, well, we don't want that to be a thing. And I think it's good as 3 people who are fully optimized. It's going to be possible, but still difficult.
Extremely difficult.
Yeah, I recall Court of Oryx being somewhat on that spectrum where it was like you couldn't just go in blind max level on Court of Oryx with one of those tier 3 keys. You still had to have the mechanics down and understanding. And, you know, if you weren't sniping like the ogres in the eyes correctly, then it was going to make it prolonged difficulty on that. So I'm hoping it's like that, maybe even just a little bit harder as well.
Let me just say that it's extremely important at this point to go through your inventory of sparrows and make sure that you have a sparrow that summons quickly and is fast.
I got a whole fleet
for days. Yeah.
All I'm saying is that pick your favorite.
I can open a dealership.
Well, not everybody plays as much as we do, but I'm just saying that it's important. If you have the exotic ghost shell that allows a sparrow to summon quickly, and then, for example, I do believe that right now, even jumping on your sparrow, the ones that say that will reload your guns, it may be useful. Because
we got a ton to talk about today, so let's get moving here. We got a new video from the Bungie developer.
Fine, Briar.
Jesus.
Like, I mean, seriously. I wanted to look at the toys, and now we got to leave the store. This is unbelievable.
I've had a great time talking about news from 2 weeks ago. Let's talk about news from this week.
Nah, I'm good. Spoilers.
All right, my bad.
Wow.
Briar. Anything from February we could talk about?
Come on.
All right, Bungie developers. You guys get a chance to see this video? Did you guys get a chance to see the video? It dropped today. Yes. It had Brent Gibson from Vicarious Visions and Ivan Nikolic from who is the design director for the Warmind. Worms.
Giant
worms.
We saw the Worm God.
A Worm God.
Worm God.
Yeah.
It looks gross.
It does.
It does look
pretty
gross.
Awesome.
It looks huge. We didn't get to see like what it's going to look like its face and what it's going to look like in a boss fight situation.
Yeah.
we just got it like kind of its body kind of floating around and just kind of being a menacing presence, which was cool.
It's also going to be a boss fight. They confirmed that, right? And hasn't the only
monsters were important?
Hasn't the only other large boss so far been Oryx at the end?
Yes. Well, I mean, the spider was kind of big, but not that big.
No, Oryx was
not Oryx big.
Yeah, Oryx was space magic big. This worm is space magic big.
Yeah, the worm was cool looking. I'm looking forward to that. And they detailed how like the it's going to start off with a story with Anna Bray and the Worm Mind, but the final boss is going to be that worm.
I'm sorry. I request that she be referred to as Anna Bay.
Anna Bay, yeah.
That's fine.
But
was she pregnant or something?
People in chat said Panoptes is pretty big too. So, which is true. Panoptes is pretty big.
That is true.
Yeah.
But the worm looks bigger.
Worm is huge looking. It looks like it's going to wrap around the planet. It's awesome.
Yeah.
They made a couple of other comments that I thought were pretty interesting. They said that we want content that brings us back and wants us to play more, which I really appreciated to hear from. Well, in this case, I think it was Brent Gibson from Vicarious Visions that said it, but it was exactly what you want to hear right now from
Breyer. Let me point out, Vicarious Visions was at the summit as an equal partner to Bungie in like in a major way. They did this expansion.
I mean, I'm really looking forward to what they're doing, and what they're talking about too is they also said we want players to feel like they're grinding with a purpose, and they used the DFA as an example for the feeling they're going for. So that you know that this thing can drop from this enemy, so you know that you'll keep coming back to this enemy until it does drop, right? Like so, the success of what Nightfall drops has given to the game, I think it looks like it's going to be sprinkled throughout other portions of the game as well, which I think is really welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they have to be looking at the numbers and seeing how many people are interested. Like we talked about last week, how many people want to grind for a cosmetic ship versus an actual weapon? It's got to be
big difference.
Such a landslide comparison.
I mean,
right?
Yeah.
They also talked a little bit about locations and the size of locations. So they mentioned specifically that Mars is going to have glaciers, the Clovis Bray facility, hive tunnels, and a big open expanse, and that they mentioned that the diversity in the destination is really out of control. So that we're not expecting another Mercury situation here.
Yeah,
we are really expecting like a fully fleshed out place to go
planet.
And explore. Planet.
Yeah.
You can use sparrows.
Right, you mentioned that.
Yeah. You said make sure you can whip out a sparrow.
A lot of people keep worrying about that. I mean, I can't tell you how many people have messaged me.
And they're like, why can't you ride your sparrow? Yeah.
Yes, you can use your sparrow.
I mean, everything they said in that design doc, I was like, hell yeah. Like, I am very excited about this, right? It's like it's a big world. We know that there's going to be collectibles. There was a leak on, I believe it was Reddit, where they actually showed the map and they showed that there are going to be like 40 collectibles to go and find, similar to, what were those things for Taken King that you had to collect? Calcified fragments. It looked like a similar situation to that. There's a lot of conjecture that you could actually see one in the reveal event on Twitch. Is that they actually you could peek one out under a bridge. So that's cool. Like all these little things that we used to have at the very end of Destiny. Right, it's like all these little things to go collect. There were ghosts, there were calcified fragments, there was this thing, that thing. Is like all those little things really add up to give you a variety of things to do. And if that's what Destiny 2 is coming back to, that's something I'm on board for.
100%.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Giving us stuff to do in the world that makes us want to stay in the world and not just be like, okay, well, I'm done, I'm gonna come back in a month and a week.
Yep.
Yeah.
We also got a TWAB this week. And there was a lot of stuff.
It is a TWAB.
It's a TWAB.
It's a TWAB. It's got all the good stuff that we've seen within it.
I think the links make it a It was borderline TWAB, but I think the links make it a TWAB.
So we got some words from Vicarious Visions, more words about the new DLC. They mentioned the Warmind digital comic that came out this week. They also mentioned.
I did.
Did you like it? What did you guys think of it?
I liked her cape, and I wanted it. That was my takeaway from it.
I'm not a comic book person.
I was confused though as how so she golden gunned Gaul, and then how did that's happened at the same time our lights went out, and then Gaul was our enemy. So where did Gaul? What happened to Gaul?
Wait, she golden gunned Gaul?
She didn't. She fought him, right? Or did I read the comic wrong?
I don't know.
I haven't read it.
I looked like she
I
golden
didn't read the comic.
I didn't notice that part.
Okay.
I'm not a comic book person, but I didn't like.
I mean, I did read it while I was at work, so maybe I read it fast. No, okay. Apparently, she didn't. Who did? Did not look like she golden gunned him? I swear, I thought she did.
It was just a cabal.
Just a random cabal.
Was it just a regular one?
Just a cabal.
I read it wrong. Okay, I actually thought it was Gaul. I was really confused. Okay, I'm glad it wasn't Gaul because I was like, how did she golden gun him? And then he just appears like
what?
There's
been
some conjecture that Anna Bray is a exo. Did you guys hear that as well?
I got it from good authority from Mylan Games from watching his Twitch stream that she's not an exo.
She's got some enhancements.
Exo.
Yeah.
Yeah. She got some enhancements.
Mm-hmm.
We also got the 3 more looks at new masterwork weapons, exotic weapons that are coming out. The Risk Runner, which when you masterwork it, gives it like a huge range bump.
I feel like that might be pretty good in Crucible because everyone is running Arcstrider.
So we got to
get all fired up.
Watch, you also get to use the Risk Runner.
Well, you also get damage resistance to arc attacks.
So I got to use the Risk Runner, and it is in PvE at least. I didn't get to use it in PvP. In PvE at least, it was really dynamic. It was so awesome for the public event. Did
you have the Masterwork version?
No. So here's the thing. Even without the Masterwork version, the Arc Conductor piece, the amount of damage that you were taking, it was a visual. You could see when you had it, and it changed it. You knew when you had it, and it was so damaging. It was really effective.
That thing is actually like somehow it has stayed below the radar, but it is a monster in PvP.
Yeah, it's
like
really good.
It really is a monster. Yeah. And the fact that it's going to get even better is now you're going to get the damage reduction against arc attacks, and you're going to get that huge range buff.
Mm-hmm.
Like that thing, I think is going to be good.
I used it last night, and I was like, "Damn, this thing's good." In PvP,
it's already.
Yeah, I was like, this is good. I've been sleeping on this.
If you're up against people who are using arc attacks, then it's great because you get that, right? And then it used to be, I don't know if people actually look at those challenges in the Crucible, but they used to say, like, get 25 kills with arc attacks or arc weapons in the Crucible. And that was a great day to pick that gun because, you'd be doing extra damage with that gun. But you can also proc that perk with your own grenades.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they probably will fix that.
That's too bad.
Especially since
50-50 chance they're going to fix that.
especially since the way I know how it's playing and how good it is when the version that we're going to be, it's going to be good in many ways.
We got to look at the Sweet Business as well, which now has somewhere around 1,000 rounds in the mag.
Yeah, not in the maxed mag, out at 999. Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's great. That's what it needed. That was my number one complaint.
I mean, that's what it should be.
Yeah. When I used it, every time I'd be like, God, I'm already out of ammo. Why am I using this? Yeah. And now
it's the whole point of the gun.
Yeah, it's the whole point, to feel like you're constantly spewing bullets out of that thing.
Yeah. Yep. And they show a video of a Titan walking in and out of a Warlock's Rift who had Lunafaction boots. Mm-hmm. And it was literally just a stream of bullets. It seems like he's fired around 300 bullets without stopping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was just a stream of bullets. It looks really fun. I could see it having a ton of fun with that. Yeah.
I wonder how it'd operate with the war rig on.
War rig plus your barrier.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to find ways that I don't have to work with a warlock. That's all.
Yeah, I got you.
You don't want to outsource your reloading. You want to keep it local. Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't want to. I mean, I would maybe go, duos with a hunter, but to soil myself,
soil the sanctity of your fire team.
No.
I mean, to be fair, the hunter isn't going to give you anything. We're really selfish.
No, but
You know what everybody likes to see in a raid team right now? Arc buddies. Everybody likes to see the arc buddy.
But guess
hop
what?
into the raid team. Hunters, you can do damage with your golden gun, I guess, but
hey, my Nighthawk is very powerful.
It is. It's really good.
It does.
Yeah.
Do a lot of damage.
Raid and Flux. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But arc buddies, let's be honest.
Arc buddies. But I could see one person being able to use that in the skulls. You know, with how much ammo it has.
Oh yeah.
A sweet business. Oh my god.
Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
We also got a look at the Darcy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm less familiar with the changes here. It's got a 7-round magazine, reduced zoom for closer engagements, and a higher aim assist stat, retuned to be more generous for drag sniping. This gun, and this I believe goes on top of the sniper rifle bug, is getting fixed in update 1.2 as well. So Darcy's definitely one to look at.
Yeah. Which I never thought would be the
Darcy
case,
seems
right?
interesting.
I think Darcy's fun right now. I mean, the perks on it, looking down sight, are lame, but
What's
the
fun
actual
about it?
gun to use. What's that?
What's fun about it?
I just feel the way that it operates, the rounds to fire.
Yeah.
You know, like
The aesthetic?
the how
The aesthetic of it?
the aesthetic, but then also the feel of it. It feels good. The perk set on it is lame,
Yeah.
right? So
The 4 times damage thing looks really interesting. Like that will be the first time.
That looks cool.
That'll be the first time
How
I
do
have
you
pulled out
proc
Darcy.
the 4x damage? Is it
Supposed
you
to
gotta get
lock
a
on the
headshot
target.
to proc it?
No,
Is it going to be
lock on.
applicable for PvP? Like if they're not moving? Like if you're
Yeah.
the other team?
it seems like really difficult to do that for PvP, but like for PvE, I mean, a 4 times damage boost on a sniper sounds really good and be really easy on
for a
bosses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it one of the highest DPS weapons in the game right now for bosses?
The Darcy specifically right now?
I think so, yeah.
I didn't know that.
I had forgotten Darcy was in the game, to be honest, until they showed the
I
drop.
use it because it's I have it as part of my regular rotation. I mean, I use the Borealis more often than anything else, simply because I can change the damage. I play a lot of strikes in PvE, and so being able to change the damage output on it is really huge. So I probably play more Borealis than I do Darcy.
Mm-hmm.
We also got a patch note preview.
We did.
These were pretty interesting. One of them made me shout for joy.
Oh yeah,
which
which
one
one?
was
on
that?
the list is as a short-term solution. I love that they say a short-term solution.
Yeah. What?
Vault space has been increased from 200 to 300 items.
Just like that. Boom.
Boosh.
Yeah.
50% increase in size.
You can save all my shaders.
I just have
So-
no space for anything.
Well, yeah, nobody does. We thought we were getting a 50 slot increase because that's what
Yeah.
they had mentioned before. They doubled the size of the increase we're getting. And we know that in September, we're getting a new system that will help with this situation as well.
Yes.
Very cool. I'm really excited because vault space, it's just no fun trying to manage vault space.
No.
Like, even with third-party tools like Dim or whatever other Ishtar Commander, whatever else you're using, it just sucks. It sucks to like constantly be managing it, you know?
Yeah.
It sucks to think I need to take a good 2 hours to go sort out all my stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not even like I'm hoarding everything, you know, I'm keeping weapons that I get because I don't want to delete them because maybe they'll be good. I don't have like 5 of one gun, you know, I have 1 of each gun.
Yeah.
And I should be able to do that.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm in the exact same boat. 1 of each gun and I'm maxed out. I'm literally pushing things in the post and being
Yeah, I'm
extremely
at 200.
selective. Yeah. I'm being extremely selective at what I actually pull out of the postmaster to delete because it takes forever.
Mm-hmm.
And that sucks because you lose out on legendary marks,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
If you're not pulling them into your inventory and deleting them, then they're just like, you're losing that.
And imagine if they ever are able or capable of introducing any sort of random perk system back into the game.
Ooh.
How vault space would be affected then?
It would be ridiculous.
Be a disaster.
Right.
Be
So
impossible.
they need to solve this problem. If they ever want to get to the point where they open that up for the community, they sure as hell need to solve that problem now.
Well, I mean, I feel like 100 spots in the vault is a good start, but in September, I want to hear what's the next step because the vault, like the whole system of the vault, doesn't really cut it for this game, in my opinion, right? I'd much rather see some kind of, some kind of kiosk system or some kind of, once you get something, it's saved forever. You never have to worry about deleting it or whatever. And then if you get a duplicate of that, fine, you just get, marks for it. And then if they add a random roll system of some sort, they need to figure out a way to keep track of that.
If we had 300 spaces for armor and weapons exclusively, I think it would be okay. And then if they put in the rules and regulations to have all shaders, regardless, have a spot, no matter what, in your shader inventory. Like you never have to manage shaders ever, because that would be amazing. Right. You shouldn't have to delete shaders to be able to make space for stuff and all that. Like it should just be organized right away. And the exact same thing for mods. You should never have to go and like swap mods in and out so you can then go convert them into a legendary at the gunsmith and back and forth. They should all just be, here is all the potential mod slots that you need, and they all stack.
There should be if there's 50 mods in the game, there should be 50 slots.
Yeah.
In your inventory for those mods.
Super easy.
If there's 51 mods, there should be 51 slots.
Yeah, and the same thing for shaders.
Why is there more? Yeah, why is there more than?
Why?
I think it's just the vault should just expand if you want to collect. Like, I mean, I think when I think of like Monster Hunter, and like you could collect like every armor in that game, and like for instance, I'm a collector, and so like for instance for Destiny, I would love to collect all the armor for the patrol areas, even though they don't do anything. I would want them. I'm a collector, but I can't collect any of them right now because I literally I collected the IO set on my hunter, and that's it. And I would love to collect more.
I am the same way
because I have no way to put them. I would do more patrols in public events if I could keep the stuff. Like I can't keep them.
I didn't collect the Crimson event stuff because I had no space.
There's no spot.
Like it literally put a wall in front of me of wanting to grind for that stuff, because I was like, I'm just gonna have to delete it or delete something else.
Yeah, I would love to keep it, put shaders on it that I want to put on it, and have it there because like I want it, but I can't.
I have a dream of having like loadouts for like every situation, right? I have like a Void Warlock loadout, Sunsinger loadout, Arc loadout for each class, and
like
then maybe even one of each for PvP and PvE. Loadouts, right? And then I could have like 12 sets of armor for each character. Like that would be amazing, right?
I mean,
like,
that's
depending on what situation I was going into.
It's a loot game. We want to collect the loot. We don't just want to be like, oh well, I guess I'll keep this because I don't have space. You want to be like, I want to get that armor piece and that armor piece. I want to get all the armor pieces. I want to have all the weapons. I want to have all the shaders. But we don't have the space to be able to do that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's just at a certain point, it's just mathematics. I mean,
it's unacceptable.
You got to have a certain amount of space for the,
the stuff you're making. There's like, I think they said, a lot of times they can't do it because like loading or I don't know, some kind of technical stuff that I'm not familiar with. But what if they had like an extended, like where you like put stuff like in like a place where like so say I collected all the armor pieces, but I don't really want it all the time. I could just put it there. So if I wanted to like take it out. Yeah, kiosk. Yeah. I could take it out and then it would be in my game. So like if it was like
planetary kiosk.
I wouldn't have to load every time I like loaded my I don't know.
Kiosk
let me collect.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love the idea of once you've collected a full armor set. It's a great idea. I mean, once you've collected a full armor set, you've unlocked it. And then you can pull it from the vendor if you need it.
Yeah. Ever since post Taken King and right around Rise of Iron, I realized that the 9 slot things on each character is extremely outdated for the game because they made it.
It feels limiting, right?
Yeah, they made it so like halfway through Destiny Year 1, they made it you could transfer stuff in and out from your vault before you actually. There was a purpose. Like you could only hold 9 items because you actually had to go to the tower, go to the vault, pull it in, go back to orbit, do your thing, and if you wanted to put it back in your vault, you actually had to go and do all that stuff. Like it made sense in that process, and then they made it so you could transfer your vault inventory back and forth like we do easily with Dim. And so, why even have 9 slots?
Why is the vault in the tower? Why isn't the vault accessible from hitting the start button?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, why is it not there? Like why is it got to be like some nebulous vault? Why can't it just be? I mean, we got space magic, we got a ghost, like doing stuff all the time. Like why can't we just hit the start button and be able to do whatever we want and have like loadout selectable in there? And
obviously, you don't want to see like 2 pages worth of all your gear. That's going to be overwhelming. So you do want to have some hand picked pieces that you like. But when it comes to armor, you typically have like a loadout. So you just Boom, that's the armor. And then you switch over to another load, just like Monster Hunter. And then maybe you'd have like 3 pieces of weapons that are highlighted for features that you'd want on there. So it's interesting seeing how like we've really grown out of the 9 slot system. And I'm waiting for them to like switch that out, honestly.
Well, hopefully we'll see something along that line in September, like.
Yeah.
I'm hoping so. We need it, and we can't have a giant expansion and still have just 300 slots.
Yeah, it's awkward having to move things.
It's awkward.
It's
nice.
Yeah,
it's really great. It'll be full.
It's awkward having to move things in dim too, back and forth, when you have so much space.
I don't have space to do it.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't know what to.
My dim's locked in. I mean, I try to transfer things from the postmaster, and it's like
it's like
switching things back and forth, and it's
management.
Yeah, it's just
especially shaders. Have you ever tried to move your shaders in dim?
Oh, it's a pain because it's especially a pain with the dawning shaders where you think you're making a stack, but there's actually 2 different stacks.
Oh god,
same fucking shader.
That's a whole other problem.
I'm glad that one's gone. I just want to use those extra shaders up. We also, relevant to the conversation we're having, is the multi-emote wheel is coming. You can now configure all 4 emote options with player selected emotes, and the entire emote collection is now always available to you for convenient swapping. Items in the emote collection have been removed from the vault as it's no longer needed.
Thank God.
There we go.
When you get an emote, you'll be able to. It'll kind of be like available to you at all times.
Yes.
That's
does it
step
say
one.
the button we use to press the emote wheel? Like, how do we activate it? Did they say?
Don't know.
No,
I think it's gonna be still on the D-pad, but I don't know.
I'm assuming you go into the start menu and then you go to like an emote wheel section. And then you configure the things. Yeah, like you'd be able to move over to Crazy Dance, put Crazy Dance on the up arrow.
Gotcha.
I like this.
That's good.
Losing point to me is actually like there's a loss of functionality when I lose point. Especially when you're in like a strike with blueberries and like you just want to be able to point at something, right? But like if you use any other emote, you lose point. So I always want point on my emote wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I also want the stupid dances and the selfies and the like the heart like stuff.
Yeah.
I want selfie and dance because I like to dance on the flag when I'm capturing, and I can't do selfie on the flag. I lose my whole stuff. I can't do that.
Exactly.
That could make some awesome pictures though, Watts, if you did do selfie on the flag. Just like a Titan bearing down behind you.
Yeah.
So I was a little. I thought the selfie emote should actually take a selfie.
Like actually save a screenshot to your.
That'd be great.
I feel like I would fill up my console.
Like when I was fighting for it, and I thought everybody was taking like screenshots of different things. It was just.
It would have
been really cool. Yeah, it would have been amazing.
I mean, they could do it. Other games do it, right? There's other games with photo modes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, are they multiplayer though?
Has one.
Yeah.
It does. It's the chat saying it does.
What? It does?
It does.
It does not. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No.
I've never seen it.
You can take a photo of your selfie, like you put yourself in selfie, and then you take
on PlayStation, you just hit like the share button. And right. And
no, I'm talking about you guys. No, you can take a screenshot of you.
No, I know what you're talking about, Pope. You don't have to explain it.
I want the actual picture from.
You want an in-game selfie. You want it to automatically click a selfie.
So yeah, I think the problem is that the actual operating system though would have you go then into the selfie or the save a picture menu. And if you're in the middle of a multiplayer match, you're suddenly saving a photo that you get back and guarding down.
It actually takes a little bit to load, to be honest.
Yeah.
It does take a long time.
So,
whatever.
Maybe Destiny can make it in-game feature.
Yeah, I mean, if it wouldn't have to show you the selfie. It would just have to take it, and then you could look at it later.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Guided games will now feature a Leviathan guide emblem that tracks the number of raid encounters and raids a player has completed as a guide. So carrot on a stick for guides in guided games.
It's a start.
It's better than nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a start.
This emblem rewards a unique aura for 14 days after a player completes a raid as a guide. Once a week, while the aura is active, guiding a raid to completion grants 1 bright engram.
Cool.
They should just have it be limited bright engrams. Like if you have the emblem and you're still guiding after that, Give someone a bright engram at the end of every raid.
Yeah, seriously, really, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Someone
We're talking about the raid.
Yeah, I know. We're talking about the raid. We're talking about someone guiding people through the raid. If there's
possibly
an exotic emote someone wants that's gonna disappear, they're like, you know what? I'm gonna guide this raid all night. I'm gonna get this emote.
And that helps the community out immensely. Think about it. I mean, when we were talking about telling them that the guided games feature should do two things. One, provide something meaningful in the form of something that distinguishes the player apart, whether it's armor or an aura or some sort of identification, which they've done.
Oh, unique armor.
Yes.
Unique raid armor for guides.
Right.
I would.
Oh, man.
Think about it.
Yeah, we'd all want to go guide some raids.
I'd be interested in that.
Think about it. Like all of a sudden, then the guided games, those people looking for raids would the time would be nothing.
Would a unique ornament like that was really different, like
Every
on the
raid
existing
team.
raid armor?
Yeah.
Scheduling their
Like,
raids
so
with
wouldn't
like
have
one
two
player
seasons.
missing.
I
so
would
they
say
could
that's
pick up somebody.
preferable, Lulu, because then it doesn't take up space in my
Yeah,
inventory.
I was gonna
Exactly.
say, yeah. If it unlocked like unique ornaments for doing that would be cool. I would actively probably find.
And the second thing that is that we asked for them to remove the clan feature piece of guided games.
Yeah.
That there is a lot of mixed clan groups. It's really easy to explain away that is not a good system.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be there.
No.
Yep.
Oh man, I love that ornament idea. A specific ornament that you can only get for raid armor by being a guide in guided games. So many people would start doing guided games.
And it looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's got to look cool. It's got to look cool. It's got to be cool. New inventory category has been created that will contain pursuit tracking items, such as those for exotic quests. Items in the pursuit category are specific to each character and not shared across the account.
So it doesn't take up space on your character.
Right.
So
like in your weapon slot.
No longer be
stuck there.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice quality of life right there.
Yes.
They added some in-game audio settings. There's new sliders for sound effects volume, dialogue, cinematics volume, music volume, chat volume, so you could adjust all those independently. That's actually really nice for streamers who might want the dialogue to be high, but the music to be low, or
or off,
whatever, or off.
Mm-hmm.
Not that the music's not good in Destiny. It's just that
sometimes you want it off.
400 hours, you might want to hear a little Led Zeppelin. Weekly lockouts for raid and raid lair rewards are now class-based.
This is huge.
There we go.
This is a big change.
This is very big. There's going to be a lot of Russell Jimmies over this one.
My Jimmy's a little rough.
Yeah? Do you have
why
multiple
this
hunters?
Russell's your Jimmy's? What?
I have 2 hunters.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Rip the other hunter.
Well, so the reason that I had 2 hunters initially was because I like playing hunter the most. And I was like, well, if I can get some stuff fast, then that's going to be great. And then I just never wanted to make a Titan because I don't like Titans. But maybe I will, like, one day, especially now with this change,
I have a warlock, okay?
Just to explain what this is real quick.
I just don't have a Titan.
Players running multiple characters of the same class will receive rewards only for the first time they run the raid or the raid lair in a given week. So what this means is that if you are trying to level up quicker by running 2 of the same class, for instance, you run your hunter through the raid twice to get the power rewards out of the raid, it's not going to work anymore.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting is this has been a classic power leveling move since the beginning of D1. I had 3 hunters in D1 to launch, and that was because I was trying to get to level 30 on, and every time just...
One could argue it was almost necessary.
Yeah, it was very relevant to hit level 30.
You needed more than 3 hunters in a week.
Yeah, it took a lot of effort on just 3 hunters alone, and this is circumventing that. And honestly, I think it's a good move. I really do.
I think it's a good move.
I think it's a smart move. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely gonna throw a wrench in people's plans.
Yeah, but I mean, it was kind of shady to begin with.
If you're trying to get like in there for the 11th, like it's gonna slow some people down. but I would agree it's probably a smart move.
I mean,
do you think they'll do the same thing for trials? Because it doesn't list it.
Yeah, it doesn't list
I wonder
it.
if they would do the same thing.
Well, they already have that thing implemented already. If you have two of different, you don't level up faster. Because initially, when I created D2, I had two hunters, and it wasn't like I deleted one. I had two, and then it wasn't beneficial to have two. It was better to actually have a warlock and a titan because you got higher level gear.
Well,
so they already have that for the powerful milestones.
Yeah, it was the powerful milestones. That's what it was. Yep.
Yeah,
they've been selective about it.
They did it. Why did they did it? Why? What's the purpose?
Because they want to see that struggle bus on Friday. They want to see that thing.
I think they want to make it more of an even playing field, actually, for people getting to max level.
I think that's what it is.
For sure, but
no, 100%. I think that's what it is, and I get the desire because I've been in that category. I made 3 hunters again, and before I was a content creator, I was power leveling as hard as possible with 3 hunters. So I understand the sentiment that they don't want that to become the recommendation if you start out early across the community and then you just blow through all the content as fast as possible. They're trying to pump those brakes just a little bit. What I hope, though, is in place of that is that there still is enough things to do that you don't need multiple characters to run through the content to still feel like you're getting rewarded each week.
I wish that they would have put the raid not 3 days after the release of the DLC so people didn't feel like they had to rush through content and spend 50 hours a day trying to get to max light.
Yeah.
This is part of the problem that I had with.
I don't agree. I fucking love it.
Yeah, I'm excited for it too.
Oh, you guys are.
But it does. But on one hand, they're like, yeah, we don't want you to rush through content, so we're doing all this stuff. But their raid's in 3 days, so you should rush through content.
I think the only thing that would fix it is if they made it so they gave us the release date of the raid like a month in advance. So a lot of people who like me who want to raid on the day it comes out, we have to predict what day they're going to release it because of work schedules. So like I predict, okay, it's most likely going to be out in 3 days because that's when they had been doing it. And so maybe if they told us like a month in advance what day it was going to come out, it would be better.
I would be sleeping when it releases. Then me and Tefty would both be fast asleep. Briar would be like, the raid's out. He'd be yelling at us.
So I'm excited because I'm off work that Friday and I predicted it would be off on that day. So if it wasn't, I'd be kind of sad.
The thing that I don't like about it,
I can see what you guys
go
are
straight through it. They go straight through the content, and I don't know.
I have 6
but it's 4 days of just
fine.
like intense grinding and trying to weasel out every power level you can for 4 days. It's like right up till we launch for the raid. Like you're running strikes or you're running. You know, this is just a select few people who are doing this.
Some people like that,
so
though.
much fun. I do. I think it's really exciting. It's
the community likes that.
So like
it's a hardcore 4 days and it's fun.
So I agree. It is fun.
I
definitely enjoy it. And we have the luxury of being able to do that. I think in terms of the entire community, though, I think it would be a lot more smart, or it'd be more smart for them to push it out 2 weeks at least. That way people
release it on a Saturday.
Release it on a Saturday. That way people who are passionate about the game but don't actually make a living from it or have a huge amount of time to be able to
participate.
Yeah, can participate in those things, because there's a lot of people who are extremely passionate about the game but can only watch on those days because they have to wait because they can't put in the time to get get ready for it. Where in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or maybe a month, then they would be able to have the option.
Yeah. Well, then also they have to avoid like Twitch streams and all that stuff until they can do it if they want to do it blind. So
yeah,
it's kind of.
I will say though, I do work that week too. I just don't sleep, and I play like when I'm off work. But I understand where you guys are coming from. I think what would help is honestly if they just told us the day before, the week before it comes out, so people who want to be hardcore can plan around work, family, things like that.
Yeah,
like it is hard. Like for me, I always try to guess what day it's going to come out.
Yeah,
like, if I can get off work, like it's not easy. So yeah. If I would be fine if it was 2 weeks later. If we knew like a month in advance, it would be out 2 weeks afterwards.
I mean, the possibility of getting gear checked in this raid too is pretty strong, right?
It's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna feel like Escalation Protocol did, and that's not. That was.
I hope I see you guys all struggling your asses off on Friday while I'm still at work.
We are going.
Yeah. Yeah.
I probably am. I'm sorry, Pope.
I will still be having more fun than you at work.
Yeah, that's true. But I hope you're struggling your asses off when I'm at work.
I mean, I'd be okay with Saturday release. Like I said, I think if it was just coming out, way in advance, a lot of people would like that. They could
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely, the problem is that it would be cooler if more people could be included in like that first day, right?
Yeah.
But there's also the race is part of doing it, right? It's the race is part. You've got to do well in the race leading up to the raid to do well in the raid. At least in some raids you do, like the Taken King, you had to, right? So that's part of that race. Is like, and that's an exciting part of it. I really like it.
Is that true that the raid layer is 300?
I don't know if the new one
I
is.
don't know.
The previous ones aren't getting a light level increase, they said. I don't think they've said what the new one's going to be.
Yeah.
Will be.
Yeah, I don't think that that's the case. People are saying that it was 300.
I feel like
that's,
that seems weird.
That seems low.
no,
The
don't
last
think it's
one
300.
was 300.
They're
yeah.
just not making they're making the previous ones still be applicable to people to play without having to.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else did they do? They fixed an issue where collections where event emblems would not show up unless players own Curse of Osiris. They fixed an issue where players who would encounter a black screen upon loading in the tower. I swear to God,
Isn't this like the fifth? Yeah, isn't this the fifth fix for the black screen tower?
Right?
All right, I'm glad it's not just me.
Well, I'm glad it's fixed again. See if it's in the next patch notes.
And they fixed an issue where Cade was offering only one treasure map for Mercury. I thought that was on purpose because it was such a small location.
Yeah,
I did
I thought everybody assumed like, oh, it's just only one treasure map.
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
Of course, these are like abbreviated patch notes. So there will be more patch notes when the game comes or when
Patch
the
note
DLC
preview
comes out at 10 a.m. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else in the TWAP? Oh yes, there's. Do we want to talk about the Nightfalls or the strike playlist?
There's changes.
Yeah.
All the modifiers. I think those are pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Zur and the Nightfalls are getting a little change, right? You can now in season 3, you'll be able to bring your challenge card to Zur and have him turn it into a legendary Nightfall challenge card, which is nice because it gets a little.
This is really cool.
It gives you
Yeah.
But it also adds an extra level of challenge and more scoring potential to the Nightfall. It'll offer it'll offer a burn, an advantage, and a disadvantage. And the burns are, Arc Solar Void, 25% incoming and outgoing. The advantages are Brawler, which is double melee rate, recharge rate, and damage. Grenadier, double grenade ability, recharge rate, and damage. And Heavyweight, triple power ammo drop rate, double power weapon, double power weapon damage.
That sounds
I can't
fun.
wait for that one.
I just want to put that on. That sounds really
Sounds
fun.
glorious. You imagine Darcy, 8 times damage.
Oh my God.
8 times damage with 4 times damage?
Well, I think it would be
It
double.
doubles your damage.
Wow.
Yeah, so essentially 8
Yeah, it
times.
doubles the damage and it triples the drop rate for power ammo.
Beautiful.
Oh, that would be crazy.
Well, it doubles the enemy damage as well.
Yeah, but they don't.
No, this is only an advantage.
I think it's
Yeah.
advantage.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
This-
no, that's
yeah,
that's
this
only
is
the
only
burns.
an advantage.
That's only the burns get
Oh,
incoming,
my God.
outcoming.
Okay.
There
Last
are
one.
disadvantages too, though.
Yes.
So you got glass. Players' health and shields are halved, but recharge rates are
Oh,
doubled.
I like these.
Blackout radar is disabled,
Oh,
and
boy.
enemies do 20x increased melee damage.
That's so silly.
Welcome back,
awesome.
light switch.
Like there is
That
no
is-
surviving that.
No,
No,
you get
no.
hit, you're like, you're dead.
That thrall's going to kill you.
I don't even think.
That's trials practice right
Yeah.
there for your competitive list to get your gun.
There you go.
Go play Blackout.
I don't even think a bubble can save you with 20 times on a melee.
20 times is a lot.
Yeah.
a lot. It's a lot.
Iron enemies no longer stagger, and health pools are increased by 50%. And grounded, this
Sponges
is
everywhere.
my least favorite. Grounded players
Yeah.
take 5x damage while airborne.
That one is obviously annoying, but the iron one sounds like it is going to be
Yeah.
the community wide. Like I'm passing on that one.
Boring one.
Yeah.
I really think that the airborne should be paired with increased damage.
I agree.
You take, but
you do
also
more while in there.
give more damage while
And
airborne.
you get
I mean, make it a risk
100%
reward.
in their accuracy.
100% in air accuracy.
Yes,
I think it makes sense for that burn.
absolutely.
Sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. I made a mistake too. Those are the burns and challenges for the heroic strikes. So the heroic strike playlist. Those are. I said Nightfall
Did you
challenge.
say Nightfall?
I did.
Oh yeah, no, heroic.
Did you also clarify that each week it's going to be a burn, and then each day it's going to rotate the advantage and disadvantage?
I did not. Yeah, that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
It's like the burn is for the entire week. The advantage and disadvantage
change daily.
Rotate daily.
I think that's great.
Yeah, that's
we did
really
something
cool.
like that.
I love that.
It's great. It's fun for someone like me who jumps on and plays, heroic strikes all the time. I
used to do it all the time in Destiny 1, and then I stopped because that stuff was gone, and plus the rewards were gone as well in D2. So I'm hoping it's coupled with some rewards as well for heroics.
Yeah, they need to put strikes. They need to get strike-specific rewards in to make this worth doing. But what's nice about it now is that when you grind it on Tuesday, it's going to feel different than when you grind it on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because it's going to have different modifiers.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so Legendary Nightfall Challenge card. That's what I was talking about earlier. That's what you bring your rare challenge card to Xur, you upgrade it to a Legendary challenge card, and doing so adds more customization options to the card. Legendary cards allow you to select one burn, one advantage, and one disadvantage. You select them yourselves, and 2 additional disadvantages.
Jesus.
With the exception of glass, all other advantages and disadvantages listed above from heroic strikes can be applied to the new challenge card. Additionally, there are a few disadvantages unique to the legendary challenge card you could select. So, this is for the Nightfall now. Extinguish, return the fire team to orbit on a wipe. Famine, ammo drops reduced by 50%.
No, not in Destiny 2. Are you crazy?
Isn't that already what's on? Isn't famine permanently on?
It's already on. It is already a thing.
Ever will I run that.
No. If someone wants to do that, I'll tell them they're crazy and I'll kick them.
Hey, you guys want to go play a shooter? But let's just take the bullets out.
Yeah.
Match game. Players must match their damage type to the enemy shield type.
I like it.
That could be a little fun. Attrition, health regen is slowed greatly, and enemies drop health orbs. So you got to run around picking up
That sounds interesting.
I like that too.
And momentum, health regenerates only when the player is moving.
I don't like that one.
I do like that one. That one was fun because it kept you from standing still behind cover. Like you had to run around and.
Yeah, but I find that I'm often just when I'm with players, since strikes are very linear in the progression. You find players just turning around and running back the way they came.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I want to be engaged in the fight,
Nightfall par scores will also be getting adjusted. They'll be the new bars will be 30K, 60K, 110K, and 200K.
Whoa.
Damn.
200 and what?
200.
Just 200, straight 200.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Yeah. So, they're doubling down on the changes they made to the Nightfall. I think
it's good.
It looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun, to be honest with you.
I wonder if you'll get more points if you put more disadvantages on your card.
I would think so, right?
2 compared to because you can choose. I don't think you have to choose 2, right? I think you can choose if you want.
I think they said up to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you can kind of customize it.
Yeah, I think that's smart.
That's great.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of fun.
I mean, they don't say up to. They say legendary cards allow you to select one burn, one advantage/disadvantage, and 2 additional disadvantage. So I'm not sure if it's going to be optional or not, or if you'll have to select them.
I think it'll be optional because you don't have to choose a burn, right? Wait, do you? I don't think you have to.
Yeah, it's just a point multiplier, right?
Yeah, I don't think you have to. So I think it'll be you can choose to.
I think it'll be a choice.
Yeah.
The next thing is the prismatic matrix.
Yeah.
This is slow, but I'm kind of confused as to how it works.
I reached out to Bungie actually about this one today, and DMG did respond and clarified it for me. So the prismatic matrix is going to be something that you have for interacting with the Eververse, and it's got 10 slots in it, right? And each week there are going to be 12 items available in the matrix, and they're going to rotate in and out every 12 items.
Was it 12? Sorry. I thought it was 10.
Yeah.
It says 12. It said at release, the prismatic matrix will feature 10 Eververse items from season 3 each week.
Okay. Sorry, 10. So
or is it 12?
It's 10. Every week. every week you will get one
12
charge for the prismatic. Okay, I'm done.
No, come on, Brian. No, I want to hear.
I will turn this bus around. We're not going there.
Podcast.
It's over.
No, I want to know about it.
Oh, that's too bad. You had your chance. Now you get to explain it.
I don't know anything about it. I didn't read about it.
Oh, that's too bad. I wish there was somebody around who had taken a little bit of time to research it.
I read it, but I'm just like
tried to explain it.
I'm waiting to see how long it's gonna last. What if in the future they bump it to 12 items?
Yeah, what if it's 10 right now and goes to 12?
It did say at release.
Yeah, at release 10.
So.
Maybe you saw into the future. Brian, are you a prophet?
Yeah.
Maybe you know something we don't know.
Prophet Rabbit?
Broke NDA.
Broke NDA.
So that's it for the TWAB.
But I was actually curious as to how it worked.
I bet a lot of people were.
Brian, for Lulu, could you please explain?
All right, so you'll have a prismatic matrix, right?
Okay.
And
yes,
in the prismatic matrix, there's 10 possible items that you can get
12.
that week. If you, I'm done. Fuck it. Nope. I'm done.
No. Just ignore Tefty. I'll mute him.
I got no time to explain.
No time to explain? If I recall correctly, what it did is that you, if you get a, hold on, let me look it up real quick since Briar's having a problem with it. Gives players more control over how
I can just read it.
It's going to give them more control over how you earn your Eververse items because it's going to feature these items each week, and it's going to have a knockout system. So once you get that item, whether or not it's from the there's a specific thing that you get from it.
You know,
they're gonna have guaranteed drops, and then you're also gonna be able to get these items from regular bright engrams. So if you do get it from a bright engram, it'll knock it out of the prismatic matrix for that week. If you do get it from I'm trying to find the name of this thing. It's a facet. You'll earn a prismatic facet, allowing one free use of the prismatic matrix. And you can stack up to 3 per week, so you don't want to let them stack over 3. So you use a facet, and it will guarantee one of the items that are on the prismatic matrix that it will start out with 10. Who knows? Maybe, just maybe, it'll get to 12. I'll be personally excited when I see that thing get bumped up to 12. And then if you knock them all out, then you've earned all that stuff from the prismatic matrix. So it makes it
a couple of things to clarify there.
Okay, yeah.
Is for the most part, bright engrams work like they did beforehand.
Yes.
Right? Is you get a bright engram, it's a random chance. Anything in that Eververse store, including duplicates, can drop from the bright engram.
Yep.
Once a week from your first bright engram that you get per week, you will also get an
facet,
an activation.
Okay.
A facet.
It just
right?
sounds like you're saying faucet really weird.
If you use that facet, you are guaranteed one drop
from the matrix
of one Eververse item that you do not have.
Lulu, are you confused right now? Because I sure as hell am.
Well,
I'm
a little.
If you have, so
I'm not sure if there's 10 or 12 facets.
Pope, I need you to quiet down for just a second, so we can try and explain this all the way through because it is confusing.
It's Eververse.
Once again, it does have to do with the Eververse. So if you use a facet, which you get one of for free with your first bright engram.
Get one? I thought it was 10.
No. There's 10 things to get in the matrix. But on the first bright engram, you're guaranteed a drop from the
anybody
matrix.
Would like to know how this works, just hit me up on Twitter. I'm all done.
What's interesting though about this is that this is kind of the beginning of how they were handling the collection books. So it's like every week there's like an Eververse collection book. So it's both good and bad because
there's a loot box with some stuff in it.
Yeah. And it's from Eververse, so that's lame.
And you activate it with faucets.
You can get more faucets, or you just get one every week?
No, you can buy
more facets.
Okay,
200 silver.
You can buy faucets.
Okay.
So essentially, 200 silver guarantees you one item that you don't own from the Matrix for that week. And every week, the Matrix will change with at least 10 items, maybe 12.
Yes. Can you? Because your faucets sometimes run hot and cold.
Possibly.
So This is literally one of the touchstones for the Destiny community. It's one of the reasons they've got as upset as they did. Yes. I think it would be nice to explain it in clarity, honestly.
Yes. Okay. Absolutely.
Because it really is like one of the biggest things for the Destiny community, right? What this does is it allows you 1 engram for free per week of something from the Eververse store that you did not previously have.
That's right. It's a knockout list.
And if you choose to spend money on more facets, you can buy up to 9 additional ones above and beyond the free one you got. So you can get up to 10 items that you did not previously have.
So you would get if you wanted to buy it.
If you wanted to spend money,
it would help get rid of the randomness of Eververse.
It's
partially,
yeah.
But
sort
the
of.
problem is
but you get the 10 that are of that week.
That's the problem right there. Is that the stock will rotate every week, but you have to wait for, like, if you want the selfie emote, for instance, and it's not in the matrix, then you can store the free facet you got this week and see if it comes up next week, and then you'll have 2 facets. If it doesn't come up next week, you can store those 2 facets for the next week, and you'll have 3 facets.
Yeah,
that's right.
But you can only store up to 3 facets, so at some point you're going to have to use it. So it is a way to reduce the randomness in the Eververse. You do not have to spend money to do it. You get 1 per week of something you definitely don't have yet. I think it's a small improvement to the Eververse, but
yeah,
like, to be honest, like, for as much money as we spend on the game plus the DLCs,
just let us buy. Just let us buy what we want. Don't put an RNG in front of it.
Please. Like, if you're gonna put cosmetics as DLC or as microtransactions in the game, at least let us just buy what we want.
Yeah, buy it directly. There is no need to have a loot box trying to get something that is just cosmetic. Like, it makes no sense. It pisses the community off. Just let us purchase the items outright if we want them.
Yeah, that's right.
I do think this is an improvement. If not in simplicity, at least in you will get more stuff that you don't have guaranteed this way because of this. But, like, I'd rather, if, like, I want the selfie emote and you're charging $2, then let me just buy why do I have to spend 200 silver on a facet? Why can't I just buy the selfie emote for 200 silver?
I don't know. I also know that I can't take the word facet seriously.
Prismatic.
I'm fine with the way you explained it. I think I understand it now. Thank you.
I understand it. It's like a smaller loot pool. Instead of having 300 items from all of these engrams that you can get, here's 10, and you can get.
And they're on a knockout list. So
it's a loot box compromise, is what it is, which is pretty funny.
Yeah. Still, it's loot box light. It's a way of limiting the amount of the randomness.
Well, I mean, that's another interesting thing that's going on right now. Is, like, there are countries that are outright banning loot boxes right now. I can't remember the countries, unfortunately. Was it Denmark?
Someone banned Overwatch loot boxes, but I don't know the name.
All of them. If you have loot boxes in your game, it is now banned in 2 countries in Europe. They haven't worked out how they're going to enforce it. Belgium. Thank you, Hitman. So, like, we've seen, like, legislation being talked about in America. We've seen it being talked about in the European Union. Imagine if the European Union just bans it outright. Does that mean that there's going to be 2 different versions of Destiny, one that's legal in the European Union and one that's legal in America and the rest of the world?
It's just a dumb business practice. It's like going to a clothing store and being like, well, you might get this shirt, buy this box and find out if you get it. And there's no returns.
Yeah. It's weird.
They actually have things like that, actually. those monthly boxes.
Oh yeah, loot boxes. They look
loot crate.
Yeah,
the difference.
They have ones for shirts too, though. Actually, like,
oh really?
Women, they do.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I would never buy that.
Like, they have like designer clothing, and you like get specific ones a month, and you can kind of like.
See,
I don't know. I don't have one. I just know they have.
I feel like there's a difference between people being inspired by it because of the mystery versus going to the Eververse store and being like, "That's really cool. How do I get that?" Oh my god, I have to keep on spending money trying to get lucky. Like, yeah.
I do feel this is a small improvement to the current Eververse situation, but it's still a loot box situation.
Yep.
In a looter shooter. we paid full price for.
I like that it knocks out the items, and if you own them, they're still knocked out. I think that's good. I like the fact that you get at least one a week. That's cool. It's a step. It's a side step, really, because again, it's a compromise of a loot box.
Yeah. And I think that's it for the TWAB for real this time.
Yeah.
Nice. Besides, the only other thing would be when the whole server maintenance thing for when Warmind comes out.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so we have 6 a.m. is when server maintenance is scheduled to begin, and you'll no longer be able to sign in to Destiny. This is all Pacific, by the way.
Right.
Google your local time zones. And then at 7 a.m.
I have to Google it every time, Watts. Every time.
I bet you do.
We're doing a recording at 6. Oh, what time is that? Is that 3 or is that 9? I don't know.
Am I going forward or am I going back? I have no idea.
Why is there 4 time zone, but it only changes by 3 hours? I don't get it.
And then at 7 a.m., players still in Destiny 2 activities will be returned to the title screen, and the update will be available to download and install. And then they're looking at 11 a.m. for when you'll be able to log in.
11 a.m. Pacific.
I got a big problem with this, and I think, Tefty, you're going to be right here with me. The PlayStation 4 file size is 53 gigabytes.
Okay.
The Xbox One file size is 50 gigabytes. The PC file size is only 48. Where are my extra
gigabytes? Cutting content.
What?
What?
Content.
Wow. Obviously, it just means PS4 is the best.
Where are my gigabytes?
I thought I had high-resolution texture maps for days. This is it.
I am outraged. I'll tell you.
Do they just have better compression logarithms for the PC? Is that what it is?
I don't know. I demand answers.
Are those packets packed even tighter on PC? Is that what's happening?
I think that's
it gets worse. It gets worse because the Xbox One, you need 50 gigabytes for your download, but on PC you need 68 gigabytes for your download. You need more space for less.
Why can't it be 69? Unbelievable.
I'm upset for you guys.
It's a crime, man.
I am. God damn.
Fortunately, you guys are gonna have to start playing your PlayStation 4s pretty soon here.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you got to get some practice. So you're not going to be dead weights for me, okay?
I don't think.
We'll just start playing PC with a controller.
I don't think 2 weeks is going to fix it.
Borrow somebody's account.
It's not about power level. It's about getting 30 frames per second, a 70 field of view, and a thumbstick.
Hey,
it's gonna be rough.
I that's how I play. You're dissing my style over here.
Look,
say it.
When you have, Walmart sheets and you're laying in bed, it feels good. But then when you step it up, you get like the really expensive sheets from, I don't know, where's a really expensive sheet place?
The Pottery Barn.
Pottery Barn. You get those Pottery Barn sheets. You put them on your bed. You're laying in them. You're like, oh my god, this is like something else. This is a whole nother world. You don't want to go back to those Walmart sheets. You just don't. It's true. Yeah. You don't know. I mean, you got Walmart sheets. You're comfortable. You're lying in bed. You're having a good sleep. You don't know no better.
You know what?
Once you get those Pottery Barn sheets, though, it's hard to go back.
Here's the difference. It's like instead of getting glasses to improve your vision, you get glasses to degrade your vision. And you're like, now go do the things that you were doing normally with the degraded vision. Enjoy.
And they got like blinders on to do this.
It's like sunglasses with the wrong prescription. So it's everything is you're having a tough time making out all the details. That's what it's like.
Well, you guys better get your ass in gear because we're going head to head with Bungie, and you got to figure it out.
I had no guarantees. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not looking good, Pope.
Yeah.
It's not
just
looking
use
good.
a controller on PC for a bit, and then you just have to custom your eyeballs.
No, you have to actually switch.
Watch your damn mouth, Watts.
Or
you got to switch to 70 field of view.
Your Zim. I know that's hard. We'll put Briar on his Zim. It'll be fine. It's not cheating. It's not an advantage.
No.
Right.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Totally not.
Yeah.
Do we want to do some Twitter questions?
Yeah.
Well, let me bring him up first.
Uh-huh.
Do we got any
Why
business?
are you bringing them up?
Do we got any business?
Well, because I got
remote access to my PC.
Well, I got
a
this
beautiful on-air PC.
I got this new computer, and I feel like I need to bring up the Twitter questions. Where are you viewing them on?
My beautiful on-air PC that I purchased well, got for free actually from Ryan over at RPC. We want to thank our sponsor this week on RPC. They make computers for streaming, podcasting, gaming, whatever you need a computer to do. They will custom design a computer just for you. If you want to become a streamer, you want one PC to do both gaming on and streaming from. If you want to start content creation, if you want to start running, deep learning algorithms, I don't know what the fuck you're doing over there. On RPC can help you build that PC.
Right. I have to ask you a question now.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to be a PC expert to order a PC from On Air PC?
No, man. They will. You call them up on the phone. You call them up at 330-850-1525. You talk to Ryan. Ryan will hook you up. He'll ask you, what's your budget and what do you want to do? And he'll build a PC for you. You don't need to know anything about motherboards, processors, RAM, and any of that.
Wait.
He can walk you through it. He'll get you the best PC for your needs.
All right. I don't drive anywhere. Maybe to the grocery store and back, but I want a Ferrari to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Can I get him, maybe I just like to browse the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But I want the best, fastest computer to do it. Will they help me?
Yeah, man. They'll do whichever you want.
Yeah, man.
You want
man.
You just want a Honda inside a Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
Then you can do that. You want a car that's economical but looks fast,
right?
They can do that. You want a car that looks fast or looks slow but is fast. I don't know, man. Just give a call. You need a computer. Do your thing. I don't know how to respond to it. I'm still shocked that Pope Bear drives a car that's very shocking to me and scares me greatly. That's where I got hung up on that analogy.
40 years old and never had a speeding ticket or a parking ticket. Or a cat accident. Never.
Let's do some Twitter questions, shall we?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. First question from Carolina Gamer 99 says, Lulu, what's your favorite memory playing Destiny?
My favorite memory playing Destiny. Honestly, okay, we're gonna go back to D1. And when hard mode Crota was released, I was up at 5 a.m. and I played for 12 hours that day with LFG groups. And we beat that raid at like 9 p.m. at night. Well, maybe it was more than 12 hours. We all put our shaders on. We went to the tower and we all took shots.
That's awesome.
That was that glowing highlighter shader too.
It was difficult. And like 3 of us stayed the whole 12 hours and rotated out LFG just trying to find people to play. I don't know if it's my favorite, but like it's one of the most memorable.
The hardest thing about Crota too was that you had to have somebody that was 31. You couldn't be all 30s. You had to have like a 31 in there to do enough damage to Crota.
Yeah.
So that there was this hard check that happened. If you went in with all 30s, someone had to dip at some point to go become level 31, put on a couple pieces of gear to then go and be the sword bearer for Crota.
Yeah. I don't know if that's my favorite, but it was definitely a memorable one when we did that.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Upstash says, and she's talking about Lulu when she says, did she learn from viewers and her community how to be most efficient, or did she teach herself to be a raid god? How'd you learn to be good at the raid?
I mean, honestly, I've been raiding since before streaming. I mean, I had many raid completions before streaming. I kind of just some of the strats, obviously, you learn off of other players, like strats and strategies and things like that. But in terms of playing the game, it was just came over time. Like, you just learn how to improve, like shooting and just playing. Honestly, just experience. You have 4,000 hours in the game. Like, you kind of learn how to improve on it. But honestly, like strats and stuff like that are all shared amongst people. I didn't come up with the best strats for some of the things. Those are all like talked about among people. So, community wise.
Nick Bailey says, based on the ideas and suggestions everyone came up with at the summit, do you think if Bungie can execute the feedback, you all give them at least 70% perfect or more, will this save Destiny 2 and bring everyone back?
Everyone.
Yeah.
I don't think everyone will come back ever.
I don't think it's bringing everyone back.
That boat has moved
Well,
on.
like if they're doing literally everything that we talked about at the summit, they're making a perfect game.
Yeah.
So, I think it'll bring those back who still have an interest in the game, who still want to There are some people who I think like their bridges were like they just are like I'm done, like I'm never playing it again.
Yeah.
But I think for everybody else who still has some kind of an interest in the game, they will come back.
Yeah, even the tiny interest. If you're still just like looking at okay, what's coming in the DLC? Okay, if you have any interest at all, then for sure people will come back.
Yep. And there's also going to be a lot of new players too that have heard about this franchise. They have heard from, all kinds of various reports of how it is. And they're going to step in for the first time in September and check out Destiny 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Happened with the Taken King.
Yep.
What happened again?
It did. Mr. Goodbite says people want to cross save in September, but from a technical standpoint, merging accounts might not be possible. Would you give up everything in your Destiny 2, your accounts, progressions, loot, and start from scratch if it's the only way Bungie could enable cross save?
I would not. No. Honestly, I like my. I mean, you have to give up you don't get to keep anything. Nothing you've gotten for all those hours.
You'd have to start a brand new account, and this account could then be migrated to PC, PS4, and Xbox. But you could not take an account you currently
you couldn't keep your previous account and then create a new one that could have cross save?
Correct.
That doesn't make sense.
You could do that. Yeah, you could absolutely do that.
Okay, so if you can create a new one that has cross save, I would create one that could probably be cross saved as well as maintaining my other ones. That wouldn't be bad.
So you would maintain how many accounts now?
I play on PC and PS4, so I have 6 characters. So that would just be a 7th character, but it wouldn't be that bad. I don't think.
I would immediately just switch over and start a brand new.
See, I have like an attachment to my characters. Like I
had an attachment to my Destiny 1 characters. I have no attachment to my Destiny 2 characters.
I would probably start over new as well, but also
I would start over. But
the premise that it's like technically would be impossible. I think it's database. It's literally database fields. Like it's either on PS4, it's on Xbox, or a PC. They would definitely be able to just copy it over to like a new field.
I would totally do it, man. Like the amount of time that I just want to hop on and play for just a raid or just do some trials or whatever it might be for an hour or so. I could do that with Crosshair. I wouldn't have to invest any of my time grinding on a platform that I'm hardly gonna play just so I can play with friends. I would totally.
I feel like they would sell so many more copies if they had cross save available.
They would.
Oh, I would love cross save. I wouldn't want to delete my character.
I would immediately buy another copy for Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
I haven't bought it for Xbox. I would immediately do that if they enabled.
Same.
Boom, done.
I think
I would want to be playing.
I think there's a lot of people who'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'll just get it for this system so I can play with you guys because they already have all your stuff." They'd sell so many more copies.
I talked about this on Twitter earlier this week, and like the most common response was, if they had made this happen, I would immediately buy a copy for the PC. I would immediately buy the copy for the Xbox so I could play with my PC friends. I could play with my Xbox friends. I could play with my PS4 friends. I feel like they would sell so many more copies.
Mm-hmm.
Would you buy it if the copy of, just throwing it out there, how cheap would Destiny 2 need to be for you to buy another copy of it?
I'd buy it full price.
Yeah,
I'd buy it for full price.
I'd buy it full price.
I mean, if cross save wasn't an option and you had to start over,
this week or last week, Best Buy.
Why would I start over if cross save isn't an option? That's
what I'm saying.
I wouldn't buy it because I haven't bought it for the Xbox, so I wouldn't.
Okay.
The reason I don't play on Xbox is because I don't have it in me to grind more characters over on the Xbox. I'd love to be able to play with those people, but I just don't have it in me to do another set of characters.
Do you play on one system or two currently?
I play on PC currently. I started off on PS4. As soon as the PC version came out, I switched over to PC, and I haven't touched PS4. I've probably touched PS4 for 6 hours since then.
Gotcha. For me, like the amount of D2 like didn't require as much grind. Like the amount of time I spent on both characters is like less than it would have spent on initial D1. So it was really easy for me to maintain 2 accounts. Like I did Xbox and PS4 for D1, and it was way difficult. But doing 2 right now, it's not hard. Like I'm maxed out on all and pretty much have all guns that I want. So it was definitely easier. And I don't know what it'll be like going forward, but at the moment, it was really easy doing two systems. So,
let's see. Cammy Cake says, if you could pick one fictional character to cameo in Destiny 2, who would it be?
This is really easy for me, but I don't know if anyone has read the Dark Tower series, but Roland Deschain, the gunslinger, from
Dark Tower.
He would fit perfectly, I think, and he's like my favorite fictional character. So,
what was Dark Tower? Like, remember the face of your father or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That a chick? That a chuck? That a chum?
So that I would choose him.
Nice.
No, that's
perfect. He'd be a gunslinger.
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
I have no idea.
Totally be a warlock.
No. Maybe the Man in Black would be a warlock, but not.
I read this question earlier, and my immediate answer was a jokey answer, and I said Kratos. Like I was like, I'm playing God of War right now, so it would be fun. But then I started thinking about it, like, how cool would it be to have like a melee class in Destiny? Like, what if you just dropped in Kratos into Destiny? And you had all of his abilities, right? Where he can throw that axe, but for the most part, he's pretty close range.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what a game changer would that be?
Throwing an axe?
I think it'd be a lot of fun.
That would be amazing, honestly. And when I was playing it too, I was like, man, Kratos would kind of fit. He's got like Fist of Havoc ice style. He's got all these moves like that.
I kept calling those moves supers when I was doing them.
Nice. I don't know who I'd have cameo.
I think I'll probably go with Sephiroth from Final Fantasy, just because I love him. He's amazing. Like he is such a good character. If you could just inject him into the Destiny world in some way, I think it'd be super cool.
I'm not sure who to add.
Just pick your favorite person. From,
That's tough.
My favorite person?
Your
I don't
favorite,
know.
like,
I mean,
person.
I'd like to see Holtzman as an NPC in the tower.
That'd be great.
Is Holtzman fictional? Or is he not real? Are we all like being duped right now?
He's not a real. Like he's not real.
Oh.
Part of me would like to see Master Chief. Like, well, Master Chief is set in the future. I can't remember what time in the future, but I don't know if it's like if Destiny World happens way after the Master Chief time happens, because I think Master Chief is around 2500.
It has to.
Isn't the Master Chief universe around 2500? But I think we're also around that. Like, yeah. But it'd be really interesting if there was like he was resurrected and then given powers as Master Chief.
Eli Doc J says, "Hey guys, love the show. I listen to it every week on the way home from work. Question: if you could design an entire expansion around any 3 Vanguard with that character as the end boss, which one would it be and why?" I pick Ikora because she would be the most fun to fight.
Oh boy.
So if you could pick
we
one
only have
Vanguard,
a choice of 3?
No, you got to just pick one Vanguard.
Yeah, 1 out of 3. That's not. I want more choices.
I mean, I think it would be fun to see any of them interact with us, right? But I think that as far as a boss would be concerned, I mean, fighting another Titan would be pretty badass.
But we've seen Zavala, Papa's Bubble, and
didn't go great.
I feel like Cade would just be laughing at us the whole trying to tell jokes.
And then he dies.
He leaves you orbs though, which is
true.
A bonus.
Cade his one-shot mechanic is too strong. I can't handle it. So it'd have to be Ikora.
Oh, I would like a one-shot mechanic.
No, you see what you have to see. That's the white mechanic. Is his like 6-shooter golden gun. What you have to do is you have to set out bowls of ramen to get him distracted, and then make your strike.
So bowls of ramen are like dragon pods in Monster Hunter, where you're trying to calm monster down.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I gotta eat this ramen real quick while he's taking damage. Like making remarks about stopping it.
I mean, I'd like to pick like Shax or something, but I know he's not a Vanguard.
Yeah.
Oh, it has to be Vanguard?
Yeah.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
I don't like the rules.
That's what the question is. Hey,
I don't like the rules.
But Shax would be cool. Because like Shaxx is the Crucible, right? Like, show me, Shaxx. Show me that you're the Crucible.
I mean, if you want to answer a different question, that could be the answer to it.
Hey, you know,
should have just rejected.
I'm gonna go
anyway
with the Sweeper Bot because the Sweeper Bot sweeps for the Vanguard, so he's part of the Vanguard. So Sweeper Bot.
The Sweeper Bot has a very interesting story with Callus and all that.
Yeah.
So
he does.
Maybe the Sweeper Bot is
with Tefty on this one.
I mean, if we're expanding to anybody in the tower, it's got to be right.
What was it? You cut out for a second.
It's got to be Eververse. If we get expanded to anybody in the tower.
Yeah, that's a dangerous fight, though. You'd actually lose money in your bank account.
Yeah, you actually lose
every raid.
Be like, oh no, I'm down $100 now. Thanks, guys. I quit. I'm out of here.
This is the worst LFG group ever.
That's amazing.
Absolute Zero says, since Lulu is a raid Sherpa, what would she like to see in the next raid? Does she think that we should kill Callus or keep continuing that story?
I would like to see, well, in terms of raid mechanics, I would like to see a boss at the end that is truly like moves around and shoots you, and you like it moves around the actual area instead of like staying on like either one spot or like a path that just moves like Crota, like, you know, left, right, mid, and you can damage from more than one spot rather than just like a singular like platform or area. That would be really cool. I don't know if we'll get that in this raid, but I would like to see that. And I think I don't know what the last question was, but I think in terms of this raid, whatever we go into, it should have an ending. It should like wrap up the Leviathan raid. Like, we should see an ending to it. I don't know if I
like the ending of that raid to be Callus is dead or something different.
I don't know if I want him to be dead. I want to see an ending that makes sense. Get in the. I want it to make sense. So I don't know if him dying makes sense, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But I want it to make sense. So
I want that punk to be dead.
I don't want him to die. I really don't want him to die.
I want to just wear his ass as a hat.
I think
that's not a good idea.
Callus, I don't know.
I have seen that taint, friend, and it is not pretty.
I was promised ass hats.
Honestly, Callus is like one of the most interesting characters in the lore right now because he represents a civilization that's out there that's like that just dabbled in our solar system for a little bit, sent the ship over. It was like, you know, I'm recruiting, and if you don't recruit, well, I'm going to eat your world. And meanwhile, he's off somewhere else in the galaxy doing things, and like he's obviously extremely shady for what he's doing.
It's just a Skype call for him.
Yeah, exactly. It's extremely
he's just
shady
in for a quick like business call, and then he's out.
But he's got some pros and cons. He's given us weapons. He's got information. He's like, you know, you think you know your traveler in the speaker, but you don't. I got information.
I want it to come to that crossroads at some point where it's like you give us the choice of do we keep following in the steps of the speaker or do we go with Callus and we go, I
want to be evil too.
I want to be evil.
I want to be evil.
Callus isn't evil. He's just misunderstood. He's actually a really kind dude.
Kind of villain.
He's a villain. It's like
he likes having a good time. He likes drinking wine. He likes merriment.
That sounds great.
He enjoys sports, obviously, watching us run around that arena. Enjoys bath time. He's got pets.
I like bath time. Especially greasy bathers.
He's a businessman.
I don't see the bad side about Callus.
Yeah.
Unless you're on the other end of that side, Briar, you know?
What's that?
Unless you're like maybe somebody that's living on one of the planets.
That he eats?
Yeah.
Look, I mean, nobody's perfect, Pope. All right, let he who casts without sin cast the first stone, Pope.
So Callus is like the Thanos of Destiny, essentially, right?
He is. Yeah, he really is.
Well, he's not purple, though.
Well,
he does have an affinity for purple.
Yeah, he likes purple. In that room.
He likes purple.
He likes purple.
I think he's an extremely interesting character. And if we do at some point finally kill him, sure, that's great. But like, I want those secrets revealed. I want him to deliver some more information that's going to expand the universe.
I want to get thick from strength. That's what I want.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Grow fat from strength.
He's met some people. He's done some shit.
Yeah,
you know, his ship. he survived. He met the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I want to find out more of that relationship.
I want to know what the hell the darkness is. I mean, he can tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
maybe I
knows
can
the
interview
darkness.
Maybe he can tell us.
Yeah, he knows.
Like, he's got an address. He might even have a cell phone number. We can call the darkness on
We
the
can
phone.
invite him for
Maybe he streams his stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like IRL stream.
Why are you so mad?
Yeah. Why you hating?
Tell us about the darkness.
It's just a traveler. You so big and you hating. What the hell?
Why did you follow him all the way over here?
Yak Dog says, why are Titans so good compared to the other two less good
God.
classes?
I don't even know if we
he's
have enough
just a
time
hater.
to explain why we don't have time to
Titans are
explain.
Titans are awful. Awful.
Titans are amazing.
I once said by it was taken out of context. I said, "Why are Titans P?" And it's been clipped and haunted me for days. This was
Why are
before they
what?
kind of buffed Hunters a little bit. I said, "Why are Titans P?" Like, why are they really like when I was
Yeah.
time and it's been haunting me ever since that day. So.
Yeah.
Alan says, do you think there needs to be more matchmaking in open world activities, such as heroic adventures? For instance, in Warframe, almost every single activity has matchmaking. And with Destiny being a game that is meant for teams, I feel like there is something missing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would love. I think as many things
Yeah.
you could put matchmaking in. Other than raid, it would be really cool.
Yeah, I agree
But
with
I
the premise here, but I disagree with his application because I don't want. I
Same.
suppose if there was optional matchmaking for
Yes,
everything,
that's it.
Well,
that'd be
yeah.
okay. But I don't want mandatory matchmaking for heroic
No.
adventures
No.
or for lost sectors.
No.
Like
or-
I would love matchmaking for Nightfalls, but I think they should allow you to still, if you want to go in solo, you can go in solo.
Yeah,
I wanna
yeah,
be
there
able
should
to do the
optional
heroic-
matchmaking.
See, the
Yeah.
problem is, as I want to be able to do the heroic playlist without people.
Yeah. So we want
So-
the option
Oh,
to
as
be
a
like,
solo?
I want
Yeah.
to
So
matchmake.
example,
I
don't know.
want
for
to
example, right now, I think that they that needs to be considered. Matchmaking, yes, for everything, yes, but also the option of saying no.
Yeah.
I think it's time to add matchmaking for Nightfall and for normal raids too.
Agreed.
I feel like the community is strong enough and smart enough that if you want to risk matchmaking in a Nightfall or a raid, let them do it. Like, let them do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. At this point,
I feel like the raid would get interesting, but
yeah, the raid is definitely iffy, right?
yeah, I kind of wonder how many people would use. I wonder though, would people use it? Like, and then would they use it? Like, I just don't know.
You
The
know,
raid would
if
be
you-
interesting.
If you don't like it though, just don't use it again. Like so many
Yeah.
people are asking for it all the time. Like at least if it'd be
I would
like
love an in-game LFG for the raid though. That would be like
that would be a better
Like,
option.
a board
That
where you
would-
go and
Yeah.
you say you want to raid.
That'd be a better option.
That would be really good.
Mhm.
Yep, that would be the thing.
You should be able to queue in for it. Yep.
Doughboy says vault space questions still make the podcast, right? Right.
Yes.
Anyways, is 50 extra slots enough? How long will it take you guys to fill it up? I think my
Okay.
vault will be full in 3 days.
Well, we're
No,
getting
it's 100 slots.
Yeah. We're getting 100.
So 6
Boom.
days.
6
Yeah, 6
days.
days.
6 days.
I bet mine will be full like in, I don't know, 3 days by the time the raid drops. With 50, with 100, it'll probably take longer.
Be My Minion says, with Warmind dropping next week, are there any games you guys are panic finishing?
Yes,
Yes.
I'm panic finishing Dark Souls 3.
That's a rough one to panic finish.
I'm trying my best.
God of War for sure.
Are you playing God of War right now, Poe?
Oh God, I love it, man.
It's so good, man. I am.
It's so good. I'm so
playing
early
it too.
on.
Yeah,
What-
I am
I
not
was-
panic finishing it either. I am taking my sweet ass time. I'm doing like, every time I get like the slightest like hint that there's might be something over there, and the main quest is over there, I'm like, whoop! I just start walking away.
That's good too.
It is
Good for your progression.
intoxicating. The world is beautiful. The combat is amazing.
What difficulty are you guys
Kratos'
on?
relationship- I'm just normal difficulty, just having a nice
Oh.
time, enjoying myself.
I'm the same.
Oh, nice.
I'm
Yeah,
excited
you
to
know,
start it.
I'm enjoying the game. I don't have a lot of time to play, so when I play, I want to make some progression in the game. I don't want to be stuck for forever on something, so I
Yeah.
didn't put the difficulty too high.
Nice.
But what I am enjoying about it is the pacing of it and how they're teaching me about the abilities, and it seems like the abilities keep growing and expanding as I'm getting comfortable. The pacing of how I'm learning these abilities and then a new one forms is really seems very organic and natural. So
I'm so impressed with the world, how detailed it is and how big it is. Like I've played the other God of War games and I expected it to be a pretty linear kind of romp through like basically levels. And what this game is it's nearly an open world at points, you know, like you just go off exploring in so many different directions. It's very cool. Very cool.
I can't wait to be able to play it. I wanted to stream it as soon as it came out, but then Tobias has his operation at the exact same time. I wasn't able to do anything for a week. So I've kind of discussed, should I start it now and try and rush it? And it's like, that's a big
Don't do
rush.
that.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do that.
it.
I've actually said that I'm going to grind Destiny, and when Destiny kind of goes, you know, I don't need to play it for 12 hours a day.
Right. We got summer coming up staring us right in the face.
God of War will be a great game for you to go to whenever you have time.
Yeah.
I'm in that same boat.
I'm already planning a second playthrough.
God of War
I can't wait.
Nice.
for me is easily game of the year contender right now. Like, it doesn't stop.
Yeah. Oh, I will.
You're in the middle of it right now. You're thinking it's got to be at some point where it starts cooling down a bit, right? It doesn't. It goes the whole way, the entire time. It's an amazing game. It's a masterpiece in my opinion. I loved it.
Yeah, they're adding a new game plus too, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So if you've already beat it, there'll be something to come back to later. There's a ton of stuff like, oh man, it's really cool. It's a very cool game.
Yep.
Matt, I'm definitely not finishing it though. I'll tell you that. Is if I don't finish it before the DLC drops, then I don't finish it before the DLC drops.
Yeah,
When does Red Dead come out?
I already finished it.
October.
Yeah, October. I already finished it, so
2019.
I'm not like trying to. I'm not trying to panic finish anything right now.
Well, I'm only 3 bosses left in Dark Souls, so I'm trying to finish that.
You should be good.
What
I actually want to
difficulty
play
are you running Dark Souls?
There
are no difficulties.
It's Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Hard.
Dark Souls is hard.
Hard as hell.
This is just one
Souls.
difficulty.
It's just one.
It's get good
It's
difficulty.
just Dark Souls. yeah.
Let's just get good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just one difficulty.
Wow.
Matt Grundy
But
says,
you can make it harder because some people like to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're crazy.
We
though.
call those people masochists. Matt Grundy says, with the seemingly sudden resurgence of hope and excitement in the Destiny community, do you think Bungie has fully recovered from the PR sinkhole it had been in the last half of last year? I'm going to say.
No. They have just reached an area where people are starting to feel excited. Like they're just peeking over the wall. They got a long way to go to be fully over that wall. Like they're not there.
I feel like we're past like the dark ages. I've been calling that of like the slump that happened, but it's still a long road for them to get back to where people are super excited about it.
Yeah.
I think September will be a big point for them for Bungie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I agree.
Yeah, this is a good start, but I'm really more focused on September, if any.
Speaking of September, Game Informer came out with a thing talking about there's a new game mode coming for the fall expansion, and that it's going to be something that has not been done in the first-person genre before.
Yeah, that was a cool article, huh?
Yeah.
What's in that article?
Yeah.
That was it.
Looks like
the whole article.
Looks like only Briar and I can speculate about those things because certain people might be under NDA who know what that game mode is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm guessing it's going to be Hot Potato Plus, where you have to chuck hot potatoes, juggle them, and also shoot your guns at the same time, and maybe have.
Shouldn't it be ghosts?
Taters.
What if you're juggling ghosts? Like your ghost, you juggle that.
Ghost hot potato juggle.
Make it Destiny themed. There you go.
Look, in all honesty, right? The game mode that Destiny was built to be is PvE VPVP or PvP VE, right? This mishmash of like PvP and PvE all together. What was that mode that had that? Halo 5 that had that?
Yeah, Warzone.
Yeah, Warzone. Something like along those lines, right? It would be. It's just such a natural fit. Like, man, I'm really excited to see what that's going to be. And, you know, E3 is a month away at this point.
Yeah.
It's real close.
And
the article said they were going to show it at E3.
Right. So, like, that's very interesting. I'm looking forward to E3 now in a big way. There's a bunch of reasons I'm looking forward to E3 this year, but that's a new one for me.
Yep.
PR sinkhole, though. Yeah, no, I don't think they've quite. They hurt people, I think, with that. they lost trust with people.
Yep.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's hard to build that back up. They're working their way up, but it's. Tommy says, "Hey DCP, love the show. What's your thoughts on the reveal stream? You think Bungie is making too much hype? Like last time with Infinite Forest was different than we expected. I would like to see them keep moving forward. I can't wait to get those weapon catalysts."
So that stream, I don't feel like that stream was I'm hyping you up stream. It just felt very much like this is an informative stream. I didn't feel like I was watching a hype show. I felt like I was just learning about what's coming. So I don't think I'm being hyped up. I think I'm just being told what's going to be in the game.
Their messaging to me feels much more like under promise and over deliver this time around. Like obviously not having played the DLC, I can't, but it just feels like they don't want to go like balls out on the hype right now. Like they kind of want the DLC to speak for itself, and hopefully it does.
Yeah, that's what I hope. It felt more reserved than usual. They still revealed a few things. But yeah, in fact, I'm a little disappointed that we revealed the worm god in that video, because that would have been a really cool reveal to just discover that there was a worm god in the promotional stuff. But it's better than before. It's not 3 streams of hyping up stuff.
Right.
It's 1 stream.
Yeah. Hey, it's Robbie says Bungie has already said we're getting an exotic armor pass this summer, but haven't mentioned exotic armor masterworks. Do you think they will extend masterworks to exotic armors?
I think it's.
He says also, if so, what would you want to see from them? But that's a 3-hour question to answer, so I'm just gonna cut it off.
I think it's pretty guaranteed that they're going to make exotic armor masterworked at some point.
Yeah, I think they said it, didn't they? Haven't they said specifically that?
Well,
I know they've said
they're setting the
exotic
bar.
armor is going to get a change.
They're setting the bar with the weapons, and if they do anything less than that for the exotic armor, a lot of people would be disappointed. So I'm assuming that there's going to be special things that happen with the exotic armor.
Yeah. You know what's interesting too is like this is a good test for Destiny 2 in that by changing all the exotics, it's like they're kind of they've got all these different kind of time to kills and like new features that they can like if it all goes well, they can like kind of build on that in the future, right? And if it goes poorly, well, they can pull back on it, in the future. It's an interesting test.
Yeah.
I really like the grind that they're adding to the exotics. Like once you get it, then you can like make it better. Like and some of the stat increases, they seem significant. I don't know, the image they showed, it was like I think it like made it like max on one of the stats.
Yeah, it pretty much makes me want to masterwork all my exotics and have that chase.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Jack of all trades says well, this is specifically a question for Pope, so we're just gonna pass by it since Pope isn't here. Alan says,
the one time.
Talk really loud, maybe he'll hear you.
Alan says, with all the issues around Destiny and the community, do you think it would be smart for them to give us this DLC for free? Kind of a sign of good faith for their players that they still care about them.
So no, I don't think they should, because all the stuff that's really making Destiny be fun again is stuff that's coming for free. So you have all the season 3 stuff, you have the exotic tuning, you have exotic masterworks, all that stuff you're getting for free. You're just getting the extra content that is paid stuff. So like Bungie is giving plenty of things, and they're giving plenty of things for free that are going to make your game better. Like they're making your game better. If they just did Warmind DLC and here's a story and like a strike and didn't do any of that other quality of life stuff that we need, the game would suck and the DLC would suck.
Yeah.
So I don't think they need to give for free.
Didn't Jason Schreier report that they're contractually obligated to put these DLCs out at specific times with Activision as well? So they'd have to, I mean, I'm sure that part of that contract would be that you have to, charge money for them.
Yeah.
And then what do you say to the people who bought a season pass when they bought Destiny?
Yeah.
And now you're giving away half of that content for free. Do you give all those people half their money back? Like, how does that work?
Yeah.
That just sounds like a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I've said this in the past. I think that if they were going to do anything for free in terms of content, they should just start porting over things that were in D1, bring over old patrol spaces, old strikes, all that stuff, and revamp them for D2, so it's not just a complete copy, but like revamp it a bit and make that free content that gets updated like monthly or every 2 months or something like that. That would actually go a long way for a lot of people that just feel like, hey, you said this was going to be an expanding universe, and then you just dropped it and went to D2, new characters and everything. That would help.
In chat, PandaFuck says $20 isn't a lot. That's just one skin in Fortnite. So for the price of one skin in Fortnite, you get all DLC and Destiny. That's a good point.
Is that how much Fortnite skins cost? I've never played.
Some of them do.
Some of them are really expensive. Yeah, I thought League was bad. League is actually very, very well priced for their skins. Compared to
Fortnite is definitely riding on a high right now that they can get away with charging $20 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's a free game though.
True.
It's true. Yep. But do you play it regularly?
No.
But I play it.
If I played a free game regularly, I'd be much more willing to buy microtransactions to
I know, but
support that developer as opposed to paying up front.
I probably spend as much on Fortnite as I have on Destiny. And easily. So it doesn't take that much.
Jizzy Pants says, did you cry a little when Bungie said that not all of the exotic catalysts will be available right at the release of Warp?
I was a little disappointed, but it's okay. I'm looking forward to things they release in like a patch a month or 2 months later. Right. Yeah.
Look, Sunshot. Let's talk Sunshot. Either it's in that list or it's not on that list, and that depends on whether I'm going to cry or not cry.
Yeah.
Cosmo. So this what I'm noticing a lot is people don't seem, now that we've heard about exotic masterworks, they don't seem to remember that all like exotics are also getting buffed and reworked.
Yes,
they think that it's like the same thing. So they're like, what's going on with Sunshot? Sunshot is Cosmo, I believe, confirmed on Reddit that it's getting its buff.
Significant.
Yeah. Like, we know that it's getting its buff. We don't know if it's getting its masterwork, but we do know that it's being a part of that exotic weapons tuning.
It's specifically the Dragonfly perk, right?
The chaining of explosions.
Yes.
It's more than just Dragonfly. It's explosion.
Yeah, it's like its own exotic version of
it. It chains explosions. So if an explosion kills something else, it explodes. And then if that explosion kills something else, it explodes. It can chain explosions pretty. In PvE, it sounds exciting.
And then it's getting an adjustment between the amount of impact damage it does and the amount of explosive damage it does as well, right?
It's going to be really good. It's going to be really good.
Dakota says, so how many of you guys have got the Nightfall auto rifle? I've already done 30 runs and still didn't get it. Love the grind, but damn.
I don't
have it yet, but I've
been playing God of War all week. It's not because I don't want it. It's just because I really have been enjoying God of War all week.
I'm going to try still to get it, though, but I don't have it yet.
I haven't had a chance to play.
Took me 12 to 15 attempts on normal. Got it.
It's not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Is it any good?
If you guys want to cry at a number, Modern had 154 attempts on like the exotic sparrow.
Damn.
Before it dropped. So if you would think
for
your
the exotic sparrow,
wow, he did like 154. I think.
Holy crap!
Somebody can recorrect that and try to say no, but
oh my god,
it was a lot.
That is a lot.
I did one Nightfall that week and didn't think about it again.
Yeah, just saying. It would be.
Some people like sparrows.
Nice for, like when I hear things about RNG like that, like if you didn't get it, like you have a slight % increase of chance for the next run to get it, and it kind of keeps going up. So you know that like every time you're playing, you have a higher % chance to get it. That would be cool. But
yeah,
it would help with RNG, I think. I don't
know. The weapon, it's
154.
It's good.
I don't know. It brings me much joy to know that 150 times and she still didn't get it. That makes me happy.
It's pretty rough, honestly.
Yeah,
that's rough. Yeah,
that's just the way things. That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yeah. The auto rifle is good. It's not like a standout must-have because a lot of the times you're using a hand cannon anyways, or a pulse rifle. But it's, I tried in PvP, so it's all right. It's got Rampage, it's 600 RPM, so it's decent in PvE. Yeah.
I like that it has a spike on it. I miss those guns.
Yeah. It's unique looking.
Monte Carlo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Simgowit says, with Monster Hunter World taking up my time now and having Neo, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls Remastered waiting on me, What does Bungie have to deliver with the new DLC and September expansion to ensure that I continually keep coming back daily to Destiny 1?
Grind.
Yeah.
Grind.
Exciting loot that you want to grind for.
Sounds like challenge, too. Dark Souls, Neo. I like some challenge.
Well, that means like great loot.
We told him to make it harder. I don't know.
Yeah, great loot out of challenging activities, like another raid. That's amazing. That also has amazing loot. That's hard to get.
Nils asks, what's going to be the first thing you guys do when the war?
I'm going to play the story. You cut out, but I'm going to assume
what happened? You cut out, Brian?
Yes.
What's going to be the first thing you do when Warmind goes live?
Yeah, I want to play
the story. Yeah.
Story. Yep.
Yeah,
I'm going from there. Figure out how to level up to be raid ready for me.
Twitch and watch you guys.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
I
always do the story first. I feel like for any game like Destiny,
you kind of have to.
Story, like,
they won't
and then a lot of stuff isn't even unlocked until story.
Yeah, you want to get the story done first.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
do all that. Actually, no. First thing, go to the tower. I always go to the tower first before I do anything. Usually, you have to go talk to someone in the tower.
Yeah.
So the tower.
Kick it off.
The Gaming Ox says, if you could pick an exotic from Destiny 1 or Destiny 2, except for Galahorn, to use in a real battle against aliens, what would it be?
The last word.
Last word against aliens?
Yeah, that thing's fun to shoot.
Actual aliens? Real life aliens?
I'm going to want a little more distance between me and them aliens. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm going to hip fire them.
Tractor cannon.
I want the last word
push them away.
Nerf so I can two-tap them. Okay.
What, the old one that was like a scout rifle?
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, that's not a bad option, actually. That was a damn good gun.
Yeah, no, I'm going with tractor cannon. I blow those aliens away from me and then run. Yeah. Or I can knock them off the edge, you know?
What about Sleeper Simulant? I feel like you could take down alien ships.
You'd kill yourself.
Yeah. To be honest, you would give me basically any gun, I'm going to kill myself with it.
Icebreaker sounds like a pretty good
option. That'd be a good
one. Yeah.
It might blow up though.
Yeah.
You got the malfunctioning beta testing one. Worked out all the bugs.
Yeah.
Ooh, how about Red Death? So you get your health back.
Ooh, nice.
That'd probably be a smart option.
Do I get my health back in the real world though, or am I just dying, just dead?
I mean, it's gotta do what it does. Otherwise, what's the point?
I don't know.
I mean, bad juju, right? Depending on how spongy the aliens are.
I think I'm gonna rock Legend of Acreus so I can just delete the aliens. Just delete.
Do you have unlimited ammo?
Yeah, it's real life. Unlimited ammo. I got a satchel that's bottomless.
Devin Compton says the Zol Worm Developer Insights video sure is big. If you were to ride it, would you sit at the front, middle, or back on the Space Worm bus?
This is Dune rules here. You stand on the front. You got to hook onto the side and climb up it.
Right? If you ride a roller coaster, you want to be at the front, right?
But the back of the roller coaster.
Really? Why the back?
Because so think about the hill. When you go up the chain and then it goes down the hill, the front's like halfway down before fast, and the back experiences the full rush of going down the hill.
Oh, that's interesting. But if somebody pukes on the front, then the guy in the back gets hit.
Who's puking on the Space Worm?
But the person in the middle gets the puke though, because they're like the shield for the person at the back. So
I don't know.
Interesting.
I'm not so sure about your vomit science here.
I think I'd go front, honestly.
Yeah, I'd go front.
Yeah, I'd go front because I
can at least see where the worm's taking me. I don't know. Yeah, it seems like an unpredictable.
It's tactical and it's also got the best rush.
Yeah.
Thank you to those people in chat who got the Dune reference.
The Gaming Ox says, if you could pick an exotic from Destiny 1 or... I just read that one. My bad. Ian Guest says, coming from the UK, I would like to know what's the best flavor jelly/jam for an authentic PB&J sandwich.
I can't answer this question.
Probably grape if you want an authentic one.
I think you're right. I think it's got to be grape.
For like
my family, it was strawberries.
Strawberry.
I mean, I like strawberry. I like strawberry slightly better, but I feel like if we're going authentic, like I feel like photos all have like.
You think there's really an authentic PB&J? Like.
I feel like when you think of
orange marmalade on the thing.
I feel like when you think of a photo of it, isn't it usually purple jelly?
It's usually purple.
Yeah,
right.
Like it is.
Mental picture of PB&J is purple.
But I think it's like a family thing.
Even if it's not necessarily the best.
I think it's a family thing. It's like whatever your parents or you do. You know, like I feel like it helps shape.
No,
your taste
it's whatever the first person did who made it.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to ask that guy.
That would be PB&R or J. PB&J.
I don't know.
The founder of the PB&J. Mr. PB&J
himself.
Dr.
PB&J.
Peter Jackson, I believe his name was. Well, Andy McBlanderson, what is the worst breakfast cereal you've ever tried?
Oh.
It's gonna be one of those health ones that taste like cardboard.
One of those health ones that you see on the the packaging. It's like so tasty. It's got so many tasty things.
Oh, they got like berries and
yeah, like all these
I know
fresh
what it is.
Berries.
I know what
and
it
then
is.
you eat it, and it's just dry cardboard.
Yeah, dry cardboard.
There's no berries.
Oh,
There's not even dried berries.
Grape nuts.
No. Grape nuts. When I could have grape nuts, that was good. That was some good stuff.
I love grape nuts. I used to hate them, but I love me some grape nuts.
I liked grape nuts when I was a kid. I thought it was great. I've had some health food cereal before that I've been like, I will never buy this again, ever. I'm not going to finish the box. It's disgusting.
Just so bad.
A lot of the brand ones don't taste good, but I don't know the name of the one but same thing. Tastes like cardboard.
What's that brand one that's like little strips? They look like little
Fiber One. Right?
My answer is actually very recent. This actually happened in my house about 2 weeks ago. My wife brought home knockoff brand Lucky Charms. Now, Lucky Charms, I'm not a fan, right? I'm not a fan of Lucky Charms. Don't like marshmallow in my cereal. I think it's kind of gross. There's way too much sugar in that shit. It's like if you're a 5-year-old, I think it's a great cereal. If you're an adult, it's like, ugh.
It's a snack.
But knockoff Lucky Charms looks like this.
Marshmallows and stars.
Look at that guy. He's a green
wizard. Oh, that's great. I love it.
So many things wrong with that.
Pretending to be a leprechaun. It was hilarious.
That's
well, now we know where all our space magic's gone. Mr. Green Wizard took all our space magic. Putting it in the marshmallow stars.
That's amazing.
It was bad cereal.
A wizard cosplaying as a leprechaun.
It's totally like this straight up ripoff, right? Just like a off-brand ripoff of Lucky Charms. Justin SOS, that's not real. Chat saying that's not real. Like I got a picture of fucking fake Lucky Charms.
Did you Photoshop that?
Ready to go
for this podcast?
Did you get Ash to draw that?
Ash is amazing.
Oh man.
Justin SOS says, "Will Patrick go Snowden and reveal all for us?"
My sources say no.
He should just make a big YouTube video one day and just spill all the beans.
all the likes.
Blam.
Think of all them likes.
It's just been undercover for like 3 weeks, deep inside Bungie, getting all the deets.
So many USB drives.
Huge reveal.
Planning for the perfect YouTube video.
That's all.
2.5 months from today, be here on DCP. Be here.
We're gonna drop the bombs.
Chicken Permission says, if you were to choose an animal that represents your guardian, what would it be, and why isn't it a chicken wearing a tie?
Wow.
What would your guardian spirit animal be?
I mean, probably a wolf, because I just run off by myself all the time. Lone wolf.
Mine's like a black bear.
It's like a goldfish, because I'm just like... Completely forgot what I was doing 2 seconds ago.
I honestly, like, this is so cheesy, but like I would say it like some kind of like a cat, to be honest. Like I'm a hunter, like a little like night stalker, like
like a panther.
You, like, sneak around. Yeah, panther would probably be better than a cat, because cat just seems really cheesy. So, but that's how like it jumpy and he's sneaky and she sneaky.
What's the difference between a panther and a mountain lion?
A big difference.
Panther's black.
What is it?
One's black, one's like
Mountain lions.
Is that the only
blonde.
difference?
Well, no, they're different hunting patterns too. I think, like different
regions.
different.
Yeah, very.
Are they different?
Very
Far
different
regions.
Yeah,
Very.
mountain lions are in where I live.
Yeah, here in California. Panthers are in
Yeah.
like Mexico and Central America.
Are panthers only in Central America and South America?
I don't think they're exclusive, but I think there's a lot of them in like.
Black Panthers in Wakanda. So
I feel like
Definitely.
sometimes I hear those two words
it's
used in the
Africa.
same, like as the same thing, and sometimes no, there's very much a difference. I never looked it up though.
I'd probably go with a wolf also. Honestly, I think yeah,
Are you hungry like a wolf?
always. Always.
Mr. Charles said, "Would you rather always have hiccups, always feel like you're about to sneeze?"
Ooh.
What was the third question? It cut out for me.
No.
Would you rather always have hiccups or always feel like you're about to sneeze?
Probably hiccups. I feel like about to sneeze feeling is more if you had that constantly.
Because you just be like, yeah, you wouldn't even be able to open your eyes. You just constantly.
You would have like such a
It would be terrible. Your eyes would be watering. Oh, it'd be so bad.
Haven't you heard of those people though that have hiccups for like a year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have.
It
There's
sounds
this one girl
annoying,
that
but-
like never. She has them her whole life. It's never gone away.
That sounds awful.
She was on like some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Permanent
But imagine you have to
hiccups.
sneeze.
Yeah, her like it was on some like documentary.
If I listen, I'd go with the sneeze because then I'd take some allergy medicine. Boom, done.
But you're gonna.
No,
That's
that's not how it
a
works.
good one.
How
It's
that
connected.
works.
It's connected
There are
to
no
allergies.
loopholes
That's
here.
There's
That's
100%
not-
a loophole. There's no loophole for the hiccups. But the reason you got to sneeze all the time is because you got some allergens.
Tefty. What if someone scares me? Really scary.
I bet that girl has been scared a ton of times and still has the hiccups.
Nope. Not
Did anybody
scary
punch her in the
enough.
stomach?
Has anyone actually almost murdered her? This is like this close. That's probably what you need to get rid of
These
it.
are the questions that need answers.
I don't think that's happened.
I feel like we should go ask her. We should get her on the phone. You should do like.
I think we should. Does she have Skype? Elliot says, "What is the proper way to put on shoes? Sock, then shoe, then shoe, or sock, then shoe, then sock, then shoe?"
Wait.
Okay, what kind of monster has their shoes in their bedroom, first of all, right? So
Whoa.
you would put your
I didn't
socks
think of
on
that.
first. You would put your socks on first in your bedroom where your socks are, and then you'd go downstairs to where your shoes are that are outside, because you don't bring your shoes inside.
Wait.
So socks, and then you put your shoes on.
I mean,
You're
I
not
would
putting
always put my
one sock
socks
on and then
first.
one shoe on.
That would be weird.
No, that would feel
But
super
my
weird.
shoes are, my
Yeah.
shoes are in my bedroom, so I
In
must
fact,
be weird.
for me, the
Yeah, my
sock.
shoes are in my bedroom too.
I definitely,
monsters.
yeah, I definitely don't have shoes in the bedroom. No. Socks for me is like it's a completely different time. Like I'm getting ready, doing my stuff, and then like I put socks on, and then it's time to go out. Well, now it's time to put shoes on, but like I'll put socks on before I even consider going out because sometimes I like to rock socks.
Yeah.
I won't. I'll pretty much, unless it's like the dead of winter and it's really cold, I don't really like rocking socks. So I'll only put them on if I'm putting shoes on that kind of require 'em.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I
in the
can't stand
summer where
socks.
flip flops are a thing,
Wear them.
like I'd rather just not wear socks at all if I could get away with it.
Yeah, I mean in the summer when it's hot, definitely it's nice going flip flops and all that.
But
Yeah.
nobody does sock shoe. That's fucking ridiculous.
That's
The only
crazy.
way I could possibly, maybe if you're at the beach and you're trying to like keep your foot clean before you put it in the sock. I cannot think of a. That's crazy.
By the way,
if you're doing sock shoe, are you? It's just no. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know
I
why
can't-
anyone would ever do
yeah, that's weird.
That's weird.
That's super weird. Briar, do you do you come home? You're like, hey, how's it going? All right, great. And then you go to your bedroom and then take off your shoes that you wore all day and put them in your closet. And then the next day, you're like, I need to go out. Let me go into my bedroom,
I
put on my shoes in the bedroom, and then go out. The ones that you're rocking, like your standard issue
You're
shoes.
assuming that I leave my house every day, which is not the case.
I actually bring my shoes from my bedroom downstairs and put them on downstairs. So my shoe rack is in my bedroom.
I do the same.
But I bring my shoes downstairs to put them on.
Is it because you
the biggest closets are in my it's a house issue. The biggest closets are in my bedroom. I've got a small closet downstairs. If everybody were to put all their shoes down in the small closet downstairs, it'd be like a 4-foot stack of shoes.
Okay.
There's just not enough closets.
I think we don't need to keep all your shoes by the front door. You keep your like main shoes, right? And then you have, your special fancy.
How many shoes do you think I own?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It sounds like you're rotating shoes every day. Like this day I'm gonna rock these, next day I'm gonna rock those. That's why I got to bring them back to I got to store them, put them in long-term storage, and get the other one out.
I got my going out Crocs. I got my staying in Crocs. I got my fancy Crocs. I got my wedding Crocs. They're black because black tie is a thing.
Black tie Crocs.
Black tie Crocs.
And sometimes, when I'm gonna wear socks with my Crocs, then I do sock Crocs.
I'm seeing Briar's new mixtape called Socks and Crocs.
Socks and Crocs.
Socks and Crocs.
Question from Pope Bear. I know people talk about the aviary combo all the time in Magic, the Gathering, but have any of you considered the Acromancer Flicker instead? This is a surprisingly solid combo. You can afford to cast Acromancer to return something else during the early game. Pope, did Holtzman get a hold of your Twitter account?
No, I was just really curious. They said ask anything, so I was really curious about. I had this burning question from my days of playing the Gathering,
the Gathering of the Magic,
the Gathering.
Yeah, and I really wanted to know what you guys thought about the Magic, the Gathering.
I'll take Sorcerers.
I don't think about it at all.
Yeah, I'll take Sorcerers for 200, please.
Which combo to use? No thoughts on that.
Lots
I'm
of
not
thoughts.
even sure those are real words.
They are.
It might as well have been an anime tweet from Watts. It just made no fucking sense to me.
I played Magic like in the 5th grade with my sister, but I don't remember anything from that. So it's been a long time. So no comment.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Holtz, I tried.
It's been many years.
Speaking of Holtz, Nick Machete says, what do y'all miss most about Patrick?
His stories.
It
seems like that man never runs out of stories. No matter what discussion it is, no matter what's going on, he has a weird story that no one else has to go
real weird.
Yeah.
Really weird.
Real
but he thinks it's normal.
That's a lot of that people.
I think he knows.
He thought spanking on his birthday was normal. Okay.
Yes, he did.
He thought that was normal.
That is normal. You guys don't
like,
not
on your birthday?
normal, Brian.
No, it's not normal.
Brian.
Is this a question we have to ask?
Don't go through the spank.
There's a pub in Chicago that actually spank you with a wooden board on your birthday and give
was
you
it a
shot.
School? Was it a kindergarten?
Did this happen at school?
Okay, no.
In front of the
There's
club.
alcohol involved. Spank you and make a shot. So afterwards. So no, not kindergarten.
This happens after you take your test for arithmetic.
Oh, okay.
And he admitted to enjoying it and lying about his age
lie
to be
about
spanked
his
more.
age to his teacher.
I'll make sure to give him that pub then.
He's going for seconds.
Yeah, he'll probably love it.
I mean, it explains a lot about his, when the best thing about Patrick not being on the podcast right now is I can talk about his house and he won't be able to say anything about it. So there is all these leather straps wrapped to the ceilings. And,
interesting.
Bondage equipment. I mean, it makes a lot of sense.
Sure. Yeah. Research.
Yeah.
His research. Yeah.
The Patrick stories are amazing. I'm also gonna miss his analytical mind. Like he has a mind that kind of it goes right down to the nitty gritty. He finds something to kind of catch on to, and it always made a lot of sense. That's why I thought his weapon reviews were so good because he could really kind of distill something. Down to
numbers and stuff, and we're just I
yeah.
I don't know.
That
Numbers
feels good.
and stuff.
This gun feels good. How many shots does that hold? Yeah, about 3.
I think aside from the Destiny Community Podcast, he'll be greatly missed for his weapon reviews.
Absolutely.
like straight up.
Yep. They really benefited by bringing him on board. I think that they're gonna. I know his contract work there is temporary, but there isn't a shadow of doubt that they're not going to pick him up. I mean,
if anybody doesn't know, Patrick's been hired by Magic the Gathering to actually apply the foil.
He actually physically puts it on it. Yeah,
he licks it. Actually, it's like it's
really crazy.
You'd think by now they would have
Mama Birds it. He's pretty.
Mama Birds the tin.
Mama Birds the
foil cards.
It's a patented technique by Pat.
It's crazy. You're right, Pat. Briar, they really should have like automated it by now, but it's like something about the mixture of human saliva that needs to be there, and
Doritos.
Got the job.
And Doritos.
And Doritos.
If
you smell a Magic card, it smells a distinct smell of like this little hint of a Dorito.
I am hoping to see Pat at DCP or not DCP at Guardian Con. He was planning on going. I'm hoping to see him there.
Yeah, he's going
and hoping to get kind of filled in. Like I don't even know what he's working on like specifically, but I'm hoping to find out. Like,
we're gonna get him hammered, and he's gonna tell us everything.
Spill the beans.
He's gonna spill it all.
Where it's gonna be an IRL stream where he spills it.
That's right. You won't know it's IRL, but
like, what happened next? Wow.
All right, that's it for Twitter questions.
Well, it's good.
Well done.
Good times.
We did it.
Excellent.
Nicely done.
You know, I'm really excited about this. If you guys don't know, I mean, I've mentioned Twitter, and we talked about it earlier, but we've got that Bungie bounty coming up. They're going to be instituting the first, like, back in the days, they call it the Hump Day Challenge, but I think they're going to call it a bounty, and where they're going to be firing those up again, and we're going to be the first group that they challenge on the 16th. So after the a week after the DLC launches, we'll be dropping into private matches against the community team, and we're really excited about it. I mean, it's going to be. I would say it's going to be fun, challenge, but we're gonna whoop some ass.
Good old fashioned ass whooping.
It's going to be a good old fashioned ass whooping, and
I haven't touched a controller in 6 months, so it should be about a fair fight.
It's going to be good. So you guys got a chance to practice. So go for it. Yeah, it's going to be good. We're going to be playing. We're going to be streaming, and should be a good time. So make sure to stay tuned to what's happening there, and also know that we've got a really cool guest a week after. So the DLC launches next week, and then we have John Wisniewski and Josh Hamrick on two of the sandbox leads. And
what date is that?
We're
again?
gonna ask them about
That's
inaccuracy some more. Don't worry, guys.
Yep.
So
we'll figure this out.
So we get the DLC on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
We get the Bungie guys on Thursday.
Yep.
And then the week after that, we got the Bungie bounty.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Busy couple of weeks.
Busy.
Yeah. And it's gonna be fun. And then we've got some really great guests lined up after that, and some surprising guests for next week. It's the next month that I want to wait until then to drop.
Boom.
Is it Holzman?
It should
be. Oh man.
Should be good. All right. Tefty, it's you.
Did I say? Oh, I guess I kick it off.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you have to now, because.
Okay. All right. Yeah. We're changing it up. Got it.
Oh, I don't know where I am now.
You'd be after
Briar.
Okay.
No, go after Tefty.
Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, you go after Tefty.
All right.
And then we'll have our guests go after Watts.
Yeah.
And then.
What do I say?
And then Pope, and then I'll go last.
Okay.
You're gonna go last now?
I'm gonna go last.
Why?
Because we're changing it
up.
up.
A whole spiel about what's going on.
Did you just do?
All right,
what's
I'm going first. I'm Briar Rabbit. You can find me on YouTube by looking up Briar Rabbit. You can find me on Twitter at the Briar Rabbit. DMs are always open. Come and talk to me. I stream every day, 1 p.m. Eastern, over on Twitch. Of course, it's Briar Rabbit, and I do another podcast. If you like podcasts, come check out the Revolver Live podcast. It's on YouTube, Podbean, and wherever podcasts are uploaded to.
Nice. I am Tefty Teft. You can talk to me at Teft on twitter.com/Teft. You can catch my streams, twitch.tv/Tefty Teft, where I start usually around 6 p.m. Pacific time, Friday through Wednesday, almost every day of the week, most often. And I have a YouTube channel where I archive my streams as well. Yeah.
And I am Miss 5000 Watts. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Just look for Miss 5000 Watts.
My name is Lulu. You can find me on Twitch. It's iLulu on Twitch. I stream 8 a.m. EST streamer. And then my Twitter is Lulu Soccer. I do have a YouTube, but it's mainly just like challenges and just small Twitch stuff. So
can you just repeat that one more time because you cut out? Lulu.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
just one more time. Yep.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. All right. My name is Lulu. On iLulu.
It's cutting it out.
Discord, I don't
it's the
know.
same spot. It cut you out.
It doesn't
It's
like
amazing.
me. It doesn't like my name. Okay. My name is iLulu on Twitch.
Yes, there it is.
I stream at 8 a.m. EST about 5 days a week. I'm a morning streamer. If you're up early in the morning before work, you can say hi. And then on my Twitter is Lulu Soccer. So
cool.
Just go follow Lulu, then you'll know.
Yeah,
you'll know
Are you
know
gonna
what
beat
she's
the
like.
final 3 bosses at Dark Souls tomorrow morning?
I'm gonna beat them this weekend.
This weekend. Okay.
This weekend. Tomorrow morning is Destiny.
You definitely need to stop by Lulu's channel. The link will be in the description below. She's got great content and a great community. Go in there, hang out, feel welcomed. Lots of stuff. Maybe you get a chance to join her for a raid. I definitely stop by there and enjoy it and have a good time. So make sure to check it out. And this has been Pope Bear. You can find me on Twitter at Pope Bear. You can find me streaming occasionally on the DCP channel or lurking in these fools channels above. We've got a lot of stuff going on. I already talked to you about the Bungie Bounty coming up on the 16th. Make sure to mark your calendars on that with Josh Hamrick and John Wisniewski also on the channel next week as guests. We've got a lot of things happening throughout the month, including some cool Let's Plays that we put up on our YouTube channel and another podcast that we record where we talk about stuff other than Destiny. And
what's the name of that podcast?
It's the Off Topic Podcast.
That's not the name of it. We didn't decide on that.
What about After Hours?
You guys argued. That sounds like some HBO like softcore porn.
Well,
thing.
if we drink while
How about
doing
Side
it.
Quest?
So, DCP
okay,
side
DCP
quest.
side quests.
That's what we do. We go
Side
on
quest is
many,
actually pretty cool.
many
All right.
side quests.
I actually like that a lot.
I like the
Mhm.
side
All
quests.
right, we might.
Do you
I
guys
guess we
like
have to
side
rebrand everything every freaking week. You guys freaking name it. I have to do the marketing for
You're
this.
cutting out on your rude words, Pope
That was
Bear.
amazing.
The internet knows you are not allowed to say such.
My
such
God.
rude words.
I mean, all right. I'll talk to everybody about changing it again. All right, so we do another podcast where we talk about different stuff. Make sure to come out and join us.
Yep.
Side quested.
Yes, and make sure to support our sponsors on Air PC. They help us out immensely, and they're a great group of guys that do great work.
Awesome. That is the podcast. We're going to roll credits afterwards. I'm going to read out some subs, so we'll be right back. Thank you again for watching and listening and all that action. Bye, guys.
Bye.